very oldest language on the face of this earth. Chico the Kabia Mapuni, Chineke, and son of the winner, we shall, and in a cousin, Hanso, and Jama, and Yana Faros, Obanana, all the and then so no one because you will make a difference with your source and we're not going to but you know what? I would like you to believe that Simon Ekpa is the cause of it. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not possible. I have come. Look with you. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what happens in 5 years to come. Thank you. So you keep on supporting evil in the zoo, the more your land will be taken from you. The more your daughters will be raped and abducted, the more your sons will be slaughtered in cold blood. And under one Nigeria, there is nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Because one idiot that they groomed will rise up and say to you, oh no, it's one Nigeria, there is crime everywhere. Haven't you heard about Zamfara? Haven't you heard about Katsina? There is crime everywhere. That is not the case. The crimes you have in the north, the insecurity you have in the north is as a direct consequence of their own actions. They grouped them. Al-Qaeda in the Nigeria, ISIS in West Africa, Boko Haram, Fulani headsmen, bandits, all of them. Who brought them to Nigeria? It's Fulani. Fulani brought them into Nigeria. Everybody brought them in. Why should the government brought them in? Are you people deaf and dumb and stupid? When you come out and you pretend, oh, we are one Nigeria, go and show somebody was asking, where is the boundary, where would the boundary of Biafra begin? And I asked the fool, where did the boundary of Nigeria begin? People from Niger coming and go as they like. Most of these idiots are from Niger. They are building a pipeline to Niger. They are building a railway line to Niger. They are building roads to Niger. Whereas where the money comes from, which is Biafran land, we don't have those infrastructure. No, we don't. But you're taking our money. You come to you come to Ohaji, you come to everybody, you come to Agulere, you come to Ebo, you take our resources, sell it, get the money, and now you're building a way to Niger, and you want me to be happy with you. Clap for your Nigeria. One Nigeria. I think you maybe not you are insane. You come to my land, you take our oil, you take our gas, you take our manpower, you take everything, our VAT, our tax, everything. You are now building a road from Katsina to Niger. Airport to Niger. Refinery to Niger. You take oil from my land, you take it to Niger, you refine it, you bring it back to me as a refined petroleum. And you're telling me that country is viable. You're telling me that Nigeria should be supported. We are in one Nigeria. You're not going anywhere and you're dying every day. Because those that they appointed to speak for you, they gave them money so that they will come out. Pages of the newspaper to give the world giving the impression that everything is okay. When things are go and see the contradictions in it. Nigeria is not working. We are marginalized. And then you come back and say Nigeria is one. You must stay in it together. Are you not foolish? These are the useless intellectuals that you have. On one hand, say Nigeria is not working. You are marginalized. You are being discriminated against. You are suffering. They are killing you everywhere. And you come back to the same place and say Nigeria must be one. Had Nigerians gotten together to say they want to be part of this useless contraption, that's entirely their business. I mean, Democrats have subscribed to it. But have you asked yourself this question? Why is it that all those asking you to remain in one Nigeria has something to gain from Nigeria, or they have benefited in the past? Nothing more, nothing less. I saw the letter that Ekpa wrote to President Biden. In it, Ekpa said, come and help us fight terrorism in order to ensure that there will be no regional destabilization. That is their game plan at the U.S. State Department for very many years, until we stepped in. They keep trotting out these lies. Once Nigeria breaks up, there will be destabilization in the entire region. I said it because you don't understand African history. Most of these people are not people. When I say it, they say I'm insulting them. No, I'm not insulting them. Most of them are people. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. We always go back to our village where our umbilical cord, our long, where it was buried. That's where we come from. That is why every Christmas, Easter, New Year festival, or August meeting, you see us migrating back to where we come from. And I keep saying these things to Africans, they don't understand it. They don't understand it. Everywhere in Africa during Christmas, if you like, be in South Africa, if you like, let it be in Kenya, you let it be in Rwanda, everybody from the capital goes to the village. If you go to Accra, the same thing happens. This past Christmas, if you like, go to Cotonou.
Ụfọdụ nọ n'ụzọ ije ha anaghị alọta ụlọ ọzọ. Nne na nna wee na-ata ahụhụ, wee na-ata ikikere eze. Nwaanyị konye ka ọ gaa ubi gaa rụọ ọrụ. Fulani chiri ehi bata ebe ala gị n'iyi. Okwu ebepụ ya isi. Anyị pụta anyị kpọpụ onye nwaanyị n'ugwu Awụsa ahụ ejide anyị wee gbuo. Ihe ọ bụ anyị mara aka n'ime ha sị maka ha gaa n'ihu. Elekwa ọdụ ụgbọ mmiri n'igwe ọcha bụ ememiri ọya nke dị na Kalaba otu aka ahụ. Anyị na-ala nsọ ebe Biafra ndị kọstọm sokwenye anyị n'etiti anyị. Anyị anọghị n'ime mmiri kama kọstọm jiri ebe niile. Ha wee na-ata anyị ahụhụ. Anyị kwuo sịpụta anyị ka kpọchie. Anyị kwuo sịpụta anyị ka gbagbuo anyị. Onye nwe anyị na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe ọ bụ ụzọ dị anya ka isi na-ekwu ndị iro anyị n'anya wee karịa ndị nke gị. Akwa anyị bụ ụmụ Chineke. Akwa ọba aha anyị ka anyị na-aza. Akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza ike Chukwu. Akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza amara Chineke. Akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chisom. Akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chizoba. Nna nke dị nsọ. Onye ime eluigwe dịka otu onye iro dị na anyị bụ ụmụ gị. Bịa ka iwe zọpụta anyị. Bịa ka iwe napụta anyị n'aka ọjọọ ihe. Bịa ka iwe lụọrọ anyị ọgụ. Lucky we did to a zoo. Oh, go on, memory like Goliath. She like a monkey go memory now fellow. She brought to a man, can fellow comes only home on the idea of the toilet type of nuclear toss. They can do animals on him in case you remember. Ọbụla adịghị na anyị na-aga ndagwurugwu onyinye ọnwụ ọ bụbụ nwa bụ ekele eluigwe n'ụwa onye ọbụla kere gị n'oge malite n'oge ọgwụgwụ kama anyị nwe anyị gwa anọkwa ahụ ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ n'ezie kama ma akpọ na okwu gị na-anọgide ego mgbe ebighị ebi ọ bụ ya mere anyị ji were gị n'anya isi anyị wee na-asị nna nke dị nsọ bịa ka iwe gosi anyị Biafra na ndụ na-abụghị n'ọnwụ bịa ka iwe na-ekebe gị na amara gị wee kpuchiri anyị ka uwe bịa ka iwe zọpụta ndị nke gị bịa ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ka anyị na-ewetụta na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'aha gị ma egbuchi oke abịa ma
family. There is, I don't, people have all these appendages, Ogoni, it's on all these names. People, I can trace their ancestry. I know where you come from. I know the family where you come from. Is that somebody telling me he's from Asaba? And it's Niger Delta from Asaba, which is used to be Ahaba. That is the name. We forgive ourselves every blessed day. Everybody made mistakes during that very war. Even before the war, mistakes were made, but from all sides, we are all responsible for what happened. Are we going to dwell on it forever and ever? Of course not. From the Constitution of Biafra, it will be spelled out very, very clearly. It was my intention before, and still remains, that if Water should be, of course, now Igoromiko is making a very big argument for it, should be the capital of Biafra. We will be so busy building and rebuilding. What are the houses we have in Water? Have you not seen how Hong Kong is built? Go and get a picture of Singapore and see it. That is the type of, are you telling me that we are fighting and dying every day to have another useless African country? In Biafra, God forbid. We are going to build beautiful houses. There will be no time. We are going to be so busy working. There will be no time for even anybody to think about revenge. What's the big revenge? We have made mistakes during the war. Are we dead? They killed us 5 million. Yet we went to the north. Some people still marry funny people. But they are the ones that killed 5 million of us. What did the people, some people from Ukraine and take? It's only house? How about those that took life? Please, we are one people. And in a new Biafra, from our constitution, you will know there will be no room or space for any of this nonsense. Because, as I told you, go and look at the United Arab Emirates model. You cannot go from Dubai to go to Doha and tell them what to do unless you have somebody from Doha inviting you. Before you go to invest, in fact, you must have a representative who is good, that owns part of that business as they're doing today in Dubai. That's what they do. We know what we are doing. There will be no room or space for that. Heaven forbid. Because we are all one people. Equally is Igbo. I can tell you where you come from if you're lost. I know where Ogoni comes from. Ken Sarawi is that is the forget about all these useless discussions.
Let me tell him now.
We are one people. But the only difference is that no army, no, you will not. Some people will live and die. They won't see the Biafran army. A soldier from the Biafran army. Police will not carry any guns. So the Prime Minister of Biafra cannot send somebody and say, go to Ogoni village and conquer them. You cannot. You will send the army to do anything without the... In fact, you can't even try. So we are going to have something very unique. A unique blend of what you have in UAE and what you have in Switzerland. And freedom. Freedom is the watchword. Freedom.
Asks Simon Ekpa, don't allow Satan to enter you. If you have any other person that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told such thing, please come forward. I want you to come forward. Do you have any other person? I am the only living Biafra publicly. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu asks in the public, in the presence of the entire world watching the program, do not allow Satan enter you. Only him and his God knows why he said such to me. So, if you do not at least value me, you value the fact that at least Mazi Nnamdi Kanu somehow have some value. And he sees things you don't see. While some illiterate and some Zamas use such to do program, only God knows why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said such. So there is something different with the way he addresses all this media rat. I am not hiding my mouth. It is not about bragging. It is not bragging. It is not pride. It is not nothing. But this is a fact. I told Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if you are ready to do anything for Biafra, publicly, I believe I have been the only one also who have also made a pronouncement in public. I told him, if you are ready to fight for Biafra, if you are ready to do anything, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to get Biafra, I, Simon Ekpa, will be the first person to follow you, no matter what. And that was also in the public. So why am I saying this? I'm saying this because I don't condemn people based on what people say to me. I told Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also that if you are looking for 100 men to get Biafra, you have 50 of the men in me. Look for another 49 or look for another 50. I am alone, Simon Ekpa, is 50 men. I said it that time. They didn't know me. Today, I can tell you that in the absent, because I wanted to be 50 men when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is around. And today, I don't need to ask you, have I, with other autopilot and Omada, performed more than 50 men? I don't need to ask you that because I don't need your validation. What I need you is to follow the truth. Any day I deviate, deal with me. Have I deviated? Biafra people, I want to take your memory back. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped and the news came that I should broadcast on Radio Biafra, I came to this platform and I say, God should give me the wisdom of 1,000 men to face what is ahead of me. That time, none of you see or saw what is happening today and what has happened. When I was making this prayer here, will any of what has happened today that it will ever happen? The reason why I am making these references today is for everyone watching me now and those who will watch me later to understand that anything I say, it is not by power of by myself, but the power of God in me. I don't say things when I have not confirmed it. The time I was here praying and crying, I cried on this platform 2 times, if not more than 3 times. They mocked me. They say, oh, look at the person who want to lead Biafra. Have I ever said I want to lead Biafra? They say, oh, look at the person. Only God know where they get that kind of mindset of Simon Ekpa coming to lead Biafra, because I never discussed such with anybody. Only God and them know where they got such thing, in their mind. I don't know. They say Simon Ekpa say, hand me over Radio Biafra. I never said such thing. It was the first time I responded to them. Only God will know where they get such thing from. But I came here. I cried. They say, I want to hijack Biafra. Only God know where they get such thing from, because it is beyond human comprehension. There's somebody who is nobody, who is Mapoda, will come to hijack Biafra, a whole Biafra of 80 million people, brainy people. There's somebody who is nobody will come to hijack that kind of people. I don't understand. So I cried on this program. I said, God, give me 1,000 men wisdom. And you know what? God answered that prayer in abundance. So every problem that I have come, God already positioned and put something how to handle it. In fact, I don't think that I have used up to 100 or 50 of those wisdoms, because the problem that is coming is very, all of them look very small. So as it stands now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is coming out. I have not even used 50 of the wisdom of 1,000 wisdom God gave me. Because, I am telling you, I have not used it. In fact, some of the problems solve itself without me even addressing it. So today, I have come to correct some certain things. Because Biafra government in exile, as we continue to build bridges and form alliances and put things in the right perspective for Biafra to come next year, we announced the activation of Biafra government in exile. Boom! One betrayer in America called Felix Onyise. A man called Felix Onyise. Felix Onyise was sacked by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Completely sacked. The reason he was sacked was because he started mingling with the security men on ground, sabotaging them. Against the order of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he mingled with ESN and all manner of disobedience, insubordination, and all that. Felix Onyise, with his evil agenda, was expelled by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on Radio Biafra. The reason why I'm making this particular explanation is so that when I finally arrive at the pronouncement I'm about to do this evening, you will know why we arrived at such pronouncement and the consequences that follows for those who want to join the sabotage of this movement. Felix Onyise was sacked and expelled from IPOB by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And because of the experience I have had in this Biafra struggle, I decided to open my heart to welcome everybody, to talk to everybody. Because with the experience I have had, some people may be fighting for Biafra genuinely and they were blackmailed, just like they tried to blackmail me. So it happens that I was in a meeting where Felix Onyise was in that meeting. And those who parade themselves today in America was also in that meeting. And if I'm not mistaken, Madam Bridget and group was also in that meeting. Felix Onyise was there. Probably, Madam Bridget Okafor and her group was trying to find out the same information whether Felix Onyise was real or not, like me. I was invited. He was there. I didn't know who he was. Okay. So anyway, it happens that I don't even remember whether Madam Bridget was in that meeting as well. It happens that I went into alliance on behalf of Autopilot IPOB with some group. And this group happened to be communicating with this same Felix Onyise. That was the first time I encountered him. Very, very first time, as in to know who he was. But I am a person that once I capture you, once my eye capture you, I know you and I recognize you anywhere, even in the dark. So, immediately, Felix Onyise entered the meeting uninvited. I didn't invite him. We didn't invite him. I was not informed that Felix Onyise was coming to the meeting. I asked, "Are you Felix Onyise?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Wow. Are you the one that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu expelled from IPOB?" He said, "Well, yeah, well, there are many Onyise, so I don't know which one." I said, "Answer me. Are you the one Mazi Nnamdi Kanu expelled from IPOB?" I do not know the sins and what he has done, of course, in detail, but I just asked him. He said, "Yes." I said, "Well, you don't need to explain to me. I know that a lot of people have been sabotaged in this movement." And they asked me, the people that I was going into alliance with, they asked me, "Do you have any problem with Felix Onyise?" I said, "I don't know who he is. I have never had any dealings with him. I don't know who he is. I have never spoken with him. So how should I know whether he's a good man or a bad man? But since he is here, it will be a disrespectful thing for me to ask him to leave. I will not ask him to leave, because if you people can deal with him, I will not have problem with that. So let him stay." That was it, because I have nothing against anybody other than to get Biafra. And so he stayed in that meeting. After that, we connected. And there the problem started. They again invited us to another meeting. And we went to that meeting. It ended, in shame. Felix Onyise character started coming out. And to my greatest surprise, Felix Onyise invited these two women who has been constituting nuisance on social media. And they came to the meeting. When I entered the meeting, I was very shocked. I asked, why are these two women in this meeting? He said, oh, this, that, and all that story, this, that. I said, well, please, I will not be part of such meeting, and so I have to leave. I left the meeting. And they called me back again. Oh, come back, the women, they have left. I said, okay. I went back to the meeting. The man said, oh, the chairperson of Umada must leave the meeting. I said, no, she can leave the meeting. That, she can't. Madam Azoka can't leave the meeting. Madam Azoka had the opportunity to ask you to leave, to excuse us in the first meeting that led to this particular meeting now, and she didn't do that. I asked her, Madam Azoka, do you have anything against Onyise? Madam Azoka says she don't even know who he is. So why would she have something against him? So I said, well, if you want Madam Azoka to leave, I'm sorry, I will not be part of this meeting. Because already I have seen evil, in the entire room. Evil smelling everywhere. I left the meeting. Madam Azoka left the meeting. That was the end till today. Now, what did Onyise do? Onyise since that time has tried everything to touch the alliance we went into. They didn't respond to him. He tried to destroy the alliance. He contacted them to leave Simon Ekpa, to leave IPOB autopilot, that they are this, they are that. Those group didn't listen to him. What an evil man. Now they talked about, we talked about the Biafra government in exile, the activation of the Biafra government in exile, which already is in existence. Immediately we activated it. This same Felix Onyise went behind doors, tried to, of course, he don't have anything to offer, but it's just that, when they create all this jingle, they create video. Video is, once something enters social media, it will begin to, fly. Even if the person that is behind it is Onye Darogbi, the thing will begin to fly because you don't know who is behind it. But I told them, I will be your end in Biafra liberation. Mwa ga kuchi ite unu, kuchie ma ike unu, kuchie ebunu si anyunsi, obuno ebunu si anyunsi kunu si emebi Biafra. Aga ma kuchia ya gwogwo. Obuno onu jeri nni kunu je emebi. Aga ma kuchi onu unu, kuchia ya pim until Biafra come. Mpope again. So I will be your last bus stop, including from this Felix Onyise to all of them. From today, after this explanation and the announcement we are going to do, anybody that will have anything to do with these men of betrayal in America, you will be marked as one of the enemy of Biafra. Because we don't talk stories. What we do is, when we want to decimate you, will give you fact and figures. The way I am explaining it now, every person that has been part of the meeting we have had will come and say it exactly the way I'm saying it. And then I'm going to arrive at the final conclusion. What Felix Onyi said is that Simon Ekpa went and hijacked the Biafra government in exile. They decided to connive with some nincompoop, inconsequential people to begin to do some shenanigans in America, that they want to set up Biafra government in exile. We have Biafra government in exile, and they are able men. We have prime minister. I don't want to say this before. It has been in existence. It has been there, well structured. We only activated it. And very soon, they will come to address Biafra. You know, I've been saying this very soon, very soon. You are going to see. And this evening, I am going to make it public that Biafra government in exile is officially giving statement and letters to every asylum seeker around the world who desire to have a letter of introduction to the authorities in the home country where they are seeking for international protection. The email will be made available. I want to announce it this evening that the Biafra government in exile is not collecting one dime from any Biafra asylum seeker anywhere in the world. Unlike the criminals, where they will subject you to pay dues, that, and then the coordinator will use it to do container business, like they did in Finland. Biafra government in exile is seeing it as a responsibility to serve every Biafran anywhere you are in the world. The letter may be a little bit delayed because of the capacity of men, but letter is being given to many Biafrans free of charge. You don't need to pay money to anybody to be able to get a letter from the government of Biafra in exile. A very legitimate way, and we have activated it in full force. So what did these criminals do in America to rent one office? They say, they say they want to have it in Washington. You know, when they say they have Washington, when they hear Washington, you know, people who don't know what is Washington, when they hear Washington, you think that Washington is a place where Jesus Christ is coming down to speak to you. No. No, it is not. You can achieve Biafra from Finland. I am telling you, you can achieve Biafra from Ghana. Even from Ghana, you can achieve Biafra. Not from Washington. You must not have office in Washington. So they come with all this, this 419 attitude of having office in Washington. So we have seen a video, where they have decorated seat, hired seat, decorated it, and the kwacha kwoche yinya as a Biafra government in exile. Yicha was copying America State Department. They copied the United States Department of State. Yicha kwoche note say video. Oh, Omo Biafra, come. We are launching Biafra government in exile. Oh, come. We are launching Biafra government in exile. And they are sharing the video. And a lot of people are not getting the information. They thought that it is part of what we are doing. No, we are not launching any Biafra government in exile. You wait for us. Anything you did not hear from this platform doesn't exist until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out. And when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to come out, it will shock all of you. So Felix Onyi say the expulsion of that betrayer, that Sabo, is not by mistake. It's not by mistake. Today, he is thinking that we are in the formal IPOB, where some people will gang up and they will excel. No, no, no. Our own is that he move on and I call to God, Ozubo, without wasting time. A beg or do. I remember when our brother in Germany, is telling Simon Ekpa, so we don't waste time. We don't waste time. I beg God Ozubo. Our own, we don't waste time. We are always focusing on the ball. He move guarana pam 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 a beg order. And I'm order this evening. Mbecha order this evening. You will be no more. After today, anybody we see with you will be regarded as anybody that appear anywhere where only say they are doing government in exile. We will mark you as enemy of Biafra from this evening. So when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu announced your name as a betrayer and expelled you on Radio Biafra, our own is not Radio Biafra. Onyendu gave the anointing to autopilot, plus the anointing we carry to the struggle. Double portion. Plus on kind of booted from different places. Double portion. So we don't waste time. You got an 111. If the 111 is a good 111, we will allow you to go 111. We will even add speed to your own speed so that it will take you more, it will take you very far. But Abu Korana 111, let us kill it, let us sabotage it, let us destroy it. I beg God Ozubu, cut wire. And when we are I cut to God, I cut wire, it will never grow again. Because we will cut it from the root. Eba do siaputa. I cut wire beyebe gini kegade flat. That is what we are doing this evening. So after that, they know I don't take nonsense. You know, some of you, when you see me on social media, you will be looking at my face. Look at somebody who is doing freedom fighter. Look. They see me with Hennessy. Look at who is he's drinking Hennessy. Look, program won't get that. Come and jam me where we are having a very serious discussion on policies. Come and see Simon Ekpa. I am telling you, it's not a joke. You will see a different man and with different character. And I know how to handle you when I see the spirit that is guiding you. I'm going to start to go to your spirit. Once you appear to me to discuss, I will first of all monitor your spirit first. That is why we have been able to defeat every enemy. Any enemy we have not defeated. If you excel, it's because we allow you. I am telling you the fact. Ime vam vam vam, and I call give vam vam vam, and I call boogie, down give vam vam vam. That is what we do. So I'm going to play this. After playing this, I will make a pronouncement today.
The very oldest language on the face of this very earth.
Yes, I can say that from what I have just listened from you, it is just not ordinary.
Very wonderful. Wonderful.
When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that
Welcome. Thank you for joining me on this very morning program. I appreciate everyone that has connected wherever you are connecting from. Please like and share the program on your platform. Share the program to your family and friends. Share the program to your neighbors. Share the program to anyone that is close to you. Share to friends and foes. Share to those who disagree with us and those who agree, so that they can have the opportunity to come and ask their question. If you have not yet subscribed, subscribe if the program resonates with you. So I welcome everyone that has connected to this platform this morning. I welcome my beloved brother Uche Onyende. You are always here with me. I appreciate you, my brother Uche Onyende. Thank you so much for joining. I welcome my brother Donaskalo. Thank you so much for joining, Donaskalo. I appreciate you. Always supporting and passing the message across. Thank you so much, Donaskalo. And I appreciate my beloved brother Gerard Vicky, always here, 247. Every time I anchor the program, morning, afternoon, evening, you are always here. I appreciate you so much. And so many other people who are in this platform, whether I mention your name or not, there are a lot of people watching on TikTok. Some people are watching on Facebook. A lot of people are watching on X, and people who are watching anywhere that we are connected. I appreciate every one of you, and I thank you for being part of this program. The battle has just begun. It is not easy, and we are not promised that it's going to be easy. So that is why we are not surprised wherever you are. All you need to do is to tighten up your seatbelt. Tighten your seatbelt very, very strong, because the flight is about to take off. And the force is so much that if you are not strong, you might fall off. Tighten up your seatbelt. The battle for the self-determination of the Biafran people will continue. It does not matter the attack. It doesn't matter the propaganda. It does not matter the blackmail, no matter how they try. So wherever you are watching this evening, this morning, I urge you to please stay strong. Do not be distracted. Sorry for that noise. Something is just going on very close here. So sorry for that noise. Exercise patience, and whenever it comes, don't get distracted. So we must continue. After you join us on this program, don't watch alone. Like and share. And remember that in this platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. This is not a platform to preach hate. We don't attack people or individuals. We do not attack any race or religion. What we do in this platform is to propagate the gospel of Biafra, the gospel of truth, the gospel to save humanity. That is why we are here. We are here to present Biafra before the whole world as the only remedy to the failed state Nigeria. That we have been doing, that we will continue to do for as much and as long as we are here. Every single one of us have a responsibility. I have mine, you have yours. All we need to do is to be strong and focused. There will be different kinds of distractions coming from east, west, north, and south. Don't allow yourself to be distracted. This is not the time of confusion when you are living in confusion and you don't know the direction to go. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have given a direction. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have just lit the lantern. He has pointed the torch. All you need to do is to watch and look towards that torch that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu pointed, and you will not get lost. The reborn of IPOB is the direction today. And when I mention the reborn of IPOB, do not feel threatened. If you feel threatened because of the reborn of IPOB, it means you are evil. And you are not fighting for Biafra. The reborn of IPOB is real. The reborn of IPOB does not mean that you cannot have your mushroom groups. I say it again. The reborn of IPOB as the direction to go, as our only family, does not mean you cannot have your mushroom groups. But while you are in those mushroom groups, your purpose must be self-determination. The unity of purpose for which we gather in different groups and in different corners. Self-determination must be the direction. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not give orders for every other group to vote. The instruction that was given that you must fall in line with the directives coming from the supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You must listen to the directives that is coming. That will always come through the IPOB, recovered by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu under Mazi Chris. We are no longer under the criminal political pressure group IPOB under Chikedozie. We are not under there anymore. We are no longer a political pressure group as made by Chikedozie. That era has gone. Even while Mazi Simon Ekpa was here, we cast a vote of no confidence on them, and they are gone and gone for good. The recovery of IPOB today, the reborn of IPOB today was done perfectly well by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the supreme leader. And he started from the 100 men, bringing us together to speak in one voice, regardless the group where you are. When I say regardless the group, or when I say don't feel threatened and you can have your Muslim groups, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu showed that attitude by allowing the rising sun. The rising sun is still in the picture. They are working hand in hand with the IPOB. ABI is working hand in hand with IPOB. The ambassadors of self-determination working hand in hand with IPOB. These are different groups, but every one of them, we are pursuing one singular purpose, unity of purpose. And they all identify with the indigenous people of Biafra under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They never feel threatened. They never see the IPOB as a threat to them. They were never telling Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, oh, use our name, mention our name, use our own name, you don't call IPOB anymore. These are people whose only mission is unity of purpose. Their only mission is to free Biafra. And this is the kind of mindset every one of us is supposed to have today. If you're in a group where they tell you, except you are with them, that you are not relevant, that you must be under them, you must mention them, you must speak like them. If you're in such group, I'm sorry for you. You need to take a bold step. Ask a critical question in that place. Ask them about the unity of purpose. If you do not have the conviction on the unity of purpose there, look for a place where you can be. The reborn of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, under the supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is real. And it is not a threat to your Muslim group. It is only a threat when you are the enemy of Biafra. When you are not focusing on the unity of purpose, when you have a different agenda. If you have a personal vision or your own different agenda, of course, when you hear the unity of purpose, you'll be afraid. You'll be afraid. Each day, I will continue to explain this thing so that those ones that are deaf and those who are not, don't have that critical thinking to calculate and get answers for themselves, we help them to think and think again. That is why I am repeating this statement almost in all my programs. Because already they are creating a narrative to make you believe what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said will not be followed. They are already creating a different narrative to make you disobey the supreme leader of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Some of you are already disobeying him ignorantly. That is why we'll take time to do this explanation. Don't listen to those idiotic narratives they are creating. One of those narratives is when they tell you that IPOB is just an organization. When they belittle IPOB, they belittle it to just be an organization. They use that IPOB is just an organization to belittle it. That is mischievous. IPOB is the family of Biafrans. That is our family. If our Anobi, if you're an Igbo person, you understand what it means, Anobi means. Something you can't run away from, something you cannot take away. IPOB is not just an organization, it is a family of all the Biafrans, regardless where you are, regardless where you belong, regardless your religion, your ethnic group, your belief, your mindset, opinion. IPOB is our family. And anybody that doesn't agree with that Anybody that does not agree with that, of course, you know where the person belongs. It's left for you to take a bold step and do what you have to do. When you hear any clan or anybody that claims to be brilliant or intelligent and telling you that IPOB is just an organization, that narrative is deceitful. They are only deceiving you to take you away. They are deceiving you to make you disobey Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. IPOB is our family, not just an organization. And when they tell you that IPOB is registered as an organization, that it belongs to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our supreme leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made it clear that IPOB does not belong to him. It does not belong to anybody, nor his family. It belongs to you. It belongs to me. It belongs to us. So when they tell you that IPOB is registered as just an organization, to belittle it, ask them a question. Don't just listen. Ask them one question only. You're going to ask them. Show me your own registration. Show me the registration of your own mushroom group. Let me see what is written there. Ask them. Let them show you, not just telling you, because you know mischievous people, they always lie. Ask them to show you, because some of the idiots that are carrying this propaganda and narrative to suit their agenda have not seen the registration once. So many of them have not set their eyes on the registration of their own group. They have not set their eyes on the registration of their own groups. So ask them, please, show me the registration of your own group. In that your own registration, is it within a nation? Is it within a country or an organization in your own registration? When they show you, see it for yourself, and then the answer will be clear to you. And they come to argue and insult and begin to lock you out. Already you know what the answer is. Don't allow anybody to deceive you. When they bring the argument of continuity, ask them, what type of continuity are they talking about? Which continuity from where to where? When somebody comes to tell you, oh, we believe in continuity, oh, it is continuity, ask them, continuity from what to what, and what is the foundation of your continuity? Let them give you an example of that continuity. Because the continuity we know is following the structure from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu up to Mazi Simon Ekpa and to our liberation. We saw Mazi Simon Ekpa took that step. In the video that I played, you had Mazi Simon Ekpa say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself established the government in exile. Yes. He didn't fall from sky. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is aware of the government in exile. He's very much aware. He's aware. And when it was created, even in the absence of Mazi Simon Ekpa, he wasn't there. And the government in exile were working, and they sent documents to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for approval, so many things. And when he came, he keyed in, and he continued. From that very government exile was established and made it active because it was dormant. The people who were there were dormant. For one reason or the other, they were compromised. Some of them were still believing that one Nigeria is going to work one day. And Mazi Simon Ekpa followed the same footsteps, continued on that very path, and established the government in exile. That is what is called continuity. In the aspect of the Liberation Army, the ESN created by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, some of them are telling you today that ESN is dead. Some are telling you there is nothing like ESN. The reason we changed the name ESN was because of the pollution. Just like you see in the case of IPOB. The problem was the leadership. The former SAC DOS were there using the name ESN to commit crime in order to frame our Prime Minister, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They were using the name to commit crime. They marched together with the governors. And they were working with the governors, politicians. And because of this criminality and the pressure at time, Mazi Simon Ekpa had no choice than to redeem the very sincere ESN who are still intact, loyal to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In order not to allow them to be corrupted, he was able to secure them, remove them, and upgrade them. That is what he did. He continued, detached them, removed them, and upgraded them. He did not disband them. He did not attack them. He did not dissolve them. He only upgraded them under the Liberation Army. And today, after the redemption, after the main criminals, the DOS, who were causing all these confusions, have been taken out, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made a call, and you saw the Liberation Army. They answered at the ESN that is known from on time. From loyalty from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu down to where they were. These things are very simple to understand, but some people are mischievously changing the narrative to drive your attention away, to make you disobey Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And so many of you will fall trap and disobey Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ignorantly. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains the leader of the struggle. He is the leader of this struggle, and there is nothing you can do about it. Remove Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from the picture, the struggle will die a natural death. The whole world knows this. Nigerian government knows this. The caliphate knows this. And that is why they are fighting tooth and nail to remove Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from picture. So if you join them and help them to remove Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from the picture, you are doomed. There is no other person that can step into that shoe. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has paid his dues, paid with his life, paid with blood. And he has never betrayed. Not even an inch. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it is either Biafra or death. From the moment he made that statement to today, he has never deviated. So wherever you are watching this program from, every single thing I've said now is to remind you of where we are coming from. To awaken your consciousness for the perspectives of idiots are creating to distract you. They are already creating narratives. You know, the media is very powerful. More respect to social media. And that is why we must be very careful what we say. We must be very careful what we do. We must be very careful the angle we go at every point in time. It is very important. And today we have. You must be very careful. So on today's topic, I have chosen to speak about Reborn Ipob is here. Reborn Ipob is here. Why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu new order could change Biafra destiny forever. Why the new order coming from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu could change Biafran destiny forever. We are going to do justice to this very topic today. It is weekend, and I wish you all a very happy weekend. I know it is the weekend, people are supposed to go out and do one or two things, but you decide to share your weekend with me. I appreciate that. I thank you so much for sharing your weekend with me. And as you join, please like and share the program so that others will fully join us. Reborn Ipob, Biafra unity, the call for international attention. Once again, I welcome every one of you and I say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. All brothers and sisters across Biafra land and throughout the whole world. You are all welcome, wherever you are joining us from today. I welcome you to this important broadcast. It is weekend, a special episode. I ask everyone listening to share this program. Share it. Don't just watch, share. Click like, give a thumbs up. As they sign there, give a thumbs up. Give a thumbs up. Share the program. Invite others to join and participate respectfully in the discussion. Today, we will be discussing a subject that many Biafrans consider vital to the future of the movement. The need for greater unity within the Biafra struggle. The role of Reborn Ipob. The leadership vision associated with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The effort of Prime Minister Simon Ekpa and the importance of international attention to humanitarian and security concerns affecting people in the region. This is what we will discuss this weekend. My subject today is not to attack anyone. My objective is not to create enemies. My objective is not to deepen division. My objective is to encourage reflection, dialogue, and discussion about the future. For decades, the Biafran question has remained one of the most discussed political, historical issues in Africa. Generations have come and gone. Governments have changed. Political leaders have risen and fallen. Yet, the aspiration, concerns, and demands of many Biafran have continued to exist. This reality tells us something important. It tells us that ideas cannot simply be erased by force. It tells us that questions of identity, belonging, justice, security, and self-determination continue to matter deeply to millions of people. And whenever people feel strongly about these issues, the conversation continues. That is exactly why we are here today. Today, I want to begin with a simple question. What is the greatest challenge facing the Biafran movement? What is the greatest challenge facing the Biafran movement today? Many people will say government opposition. Others will say international indifferences. Some will point to media narratives. Others will point to legal and political obstacles. And there is another challenge that many people frequently discuss, the challenge of disunity. History has repeatedly shown that movement becomes stronger when people focus on common objectives. History has also shown that division can weaken even the strongest causes. This is why many of us today that are standing behind the Reborn Ipob. The Reborn Ipob movement, we say, we must focus on rebuilding unity. In this Reborn Ipob, we must focus on rebuilding unity, coordination, and strategic direction. In this Reborn Ipob, we must focus on rebuilding unity, coordination, and strategic direction. According to these viewpoints, unity is not merely a slogan. Unity is not merely a slogan. Easier said than done. You can see many people talking about unity, 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 unity. It is not just a slogan. unity is a necessity in the Biafran journey. Unity creates strength. Unity creates consistency. Unity creates focus. And unity creates ability to communicate a real message to the world. Many supporters believe that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's message has consistently emphasized organization, discipline, commitment, and purpose. Whether one agrees with every position or not, it is undeniable that the influence of our Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have shaped the modern Biafra conversation. The influence of our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has shaped the modern Biafra conversation. His name remains recognized globally. His story has attracted international attention. His legal situation has generated discussion among governments, media organizations, human rights advocates, members of the international community. For many supporters, for us, the leadership of our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu symbolizes continuity. The leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu symbolizes continuity, like those who talk about continuity. You can't be talking about continuity and you are disobeying the order of the Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. There is no way you can speak about continuity at the same time you are disobeying the orders of the Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's not possible. There's no continuity in you. There's no continuity. Because, you know, some of those deceivers, they are very good in picking one English language or the other to shape up their criminality. They choose one English language to confuse you. Do not be confused. For us, the vision of our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu represents a roadmap for those of us who are hardcore followers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, hardcore Biafrans, who genuinely are seeking for freedom. The vision of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu represents a roadmap for every one of us as is genuine. The word of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu continue to inspire commitment. Every single thing he has always said inspire commitment. This is why discussion about unity often return to the importance of clear direction and collective purpose. Whenever we talk about unity, we are talking about steer direction and collective purpose. Collective purpose. It is not about your mushroom group. It is not about how many group you have. It is not about under which umbrella you are talking. It is not about your title. It's not about how many you are. It is about shared direction and collective purpose. My brothers and sisters, every movement reaches a crossroad. Every struggle reaches a moment when different questions must be answered. What kind of future do we want? What kind of movement do we want? How should we represent ourselves to the world? How can we maximize international understanding of our concern? How do we ensure that our message reaches government organizations and institutions beyond our immediate environment? I remember when our Prime Minister said that we have preached enough to ourselves, the Biafrans, that it's time to reach out to the international communities and the people out there across the world to hear us. These are serious questions. They deserve serious answer. Many supporters also point to the effort of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. We can never forget his contribution. We can never forget the contribution and the effort of the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. It is unforgettable. You cannot write the history of Biafra without mentioning him in the picture. Regardless of differing opinions that may exist among various groups, regardless of differing opinions that may exist among various groups, there are many people who acknowledge the role of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, in maintaining global discussion surrounding Biafra. You can't take that away. We have always spoken and we argue that our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa contributed significantly to keeping international attention focused on issues affecting Biafra. This is a fact, undeniable fact. When you look at the media appearance of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, his public statements, online engagements, and advocacy efforts, you can never take it away from him. He deserves an accolade. Every one of us that is genuine today, even under the Reborn Ipob, every one of us under the Reborn Ipob, we acknowledge efforts that was made by our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. And I want you to know that acknowledging the effort of our Prime Minister is not about creating personality cults. No. When we say we acknowledge what it is not about creating personality cults. No. It is about recognizing dedication and sacrifice. Recognizing dedication and sacrifice that was made by the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and continue to be made up to today. He is still on the path of sacrifice and dedication to the cause of Biafra. We will always acknowledge that. We must acknowledge that, every one of us in the Reborn Ipob. Movement often depends on individuals willing to invest their time, energy, resources into cause they believe in. That is what a movement needs. Every movement on the planet Earth, genuine movements, depends on individuals willing to invest their time. Mazi Simon Ekpa invested every single time he had, sleepless nights, 247, every minute of it, he devoted all his time to the cause of Biafra. He devoted all his energy. Sometimes we will be wondering, does he even have a private time of sleep? We'll be asking, do you even sleep? People ask on his program, do you even sleep? Do you have time to rest? He gave up everything, including his career. He kept it aside. He gave up his career, gave up his ambitions, and focused. Those are the kind of people that is needed, because people that are willing to sacrifice, give up everything. Not those who are just focused on answering names, not ready to sacrifice. So many of them are scared. They don't want to be called a bad name. They don't want to be called a terrorist. They don't want to be called this or that. They don't want to be seen as somebody who is agitated. They are hiding under one thing or the other. They are not ready to make sacrifice. They are not willing to invest. Instead, they are stealing from the group, from the people. They are not willing to invest anything. They all have their private businesses and they are running their businesses and their private careers, building careers wherever they are. That is not what the movement needs. The movement needs people who are willing to invest their time, energy, and resources into the cause they believe in. And the only people we have seen that met that standard is our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. They gave up everything, not leaving one, everything. Recognizing of efforts can encourage others to contribute positively. That is why it is important we recognize the effort made by our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon. There are so many people out there who can equally be encouraged with that, and they will do more. So recognizing of effort can encourage others to contribute positively. Again, the broader question remains, how can all well-meaning Biafrans work together despite differences? This is the question some of us ask in our various places, or privately when we are going to ask ourselves, how can all well-meaning Biafrans work together despite differences? Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. It is very, very possible. We can work together despite our differences. Because differences will always exist. Differences will always exist. You can't avoid it. It exists in your working places, it exists in your family, it exists in your marriage. There will always be differences. No movement in history has ever been completely free from disagreement. No movement in history has ever been completely free from disagreement. Differences are normal. The challenge is learning how to manage differences while maintaining focus on shared goals. That is the challenge we are having. Learning how to manage our differences while maintaining focus on shared goals. This is where maturity becomes very important. Maturity. This is where people need to display maturity. Biafrans, every one of us need to display maturity. At this stage, this is where discipline becomes important. We must be disciplined in our reputation, disciplined in our attitude, disciplined in every single thing we are doing. This is where strategic thinking becomes important. If we must manage our differences, we must be able to have strategic thinking. We must be disciplined. We must display maturity if we can be able to manage our differences. Very important. And now let us discuss the international awareness. Many supporters of Biafra believe that the international community should pay closer attention to security, humanitarian, and human rights concerns affecting people in southeastern Nigeria and other parts of the country. This is what we have been saying, shouting. You see Mike Arnold shouting on daily basis, talking about this. So many other personalities in the United States speaking about the same issue. And this is one of the reasons we are coming online on daily basis, shouting on top of our voices for the international community to pay attention to security, to humanitarian and human rights concerns affecting people, mainly in the southeastern Nigeria and other parts of the country. increased international engagement could help encourage peaceful solution, dialogue, accountability, and respect for human rights. You and I know that left Nigeria alone, they are not ready to make a change. Because already, United Kingdom is a thorn on the flesh of people already. They continue to support They continue to support atrocities. They continue to support the inhuman treatment of people and their human rights abuse as long as their interest is protected. That is why we are calling for increased international engagement, because that could help encourage peaceful solution. Only international engagement, intervention, could encourage peaceful solution, accountability, and respect for human rights in Nigeria. Without international intervention, it is almost impossible. Take it to the bank. Nothing is going to change. And that is why we keep on calling on the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, to please stop wasting time and pay attention to Nigeria and end it once and for all. Whether one agrees or disagrees with specific political conclusions, humanitarian concern deserves attention. Human suffering should concern everyone, wherever you are. Once human is suffering, it should be the concern of everybody. Human suffering should concern everyone. Human rights should concern everyone. Security concern should concern everyone. The protection of human life should concern everyone. No society can truly prosper when people live in fear. And that is the absolute truth. No nation can achieve stability without addressing legitimate grievances. No government can build lasting peace without creating trust among its people. This principle applies everywhere in the world. That is why many activists continue calling for international observation, international dialogue, international engagements. As the supporters of self-determination under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, under Mazi Simon Ekpa, we also express the view that influential international leaders, including Donald J. Trump, other policymakers around the world, should pay closer attention to development in Nigeria. It is very necessary. Major powers often play an important role in shaping international discussion concerning security, governance, and human rights. You can't deny that. And that's why we keep on calling on Donald J. Trump to pay attention to the human rights abuse in Nigeria that has continued over and over again. Whether such leaders choose to act is ultimately their decision. But our wish is that they act and act fast. However, we believe that drawing international attention to issues that is considered important remain a legitimate form of advocacy. And that is why we will continue to call on the international community to intervene. More especially, calling on the United States of America to intervene in Nigeria. We are not calling for war. We are not calling for invasion. We are calling for a spoken word to give direction to Nigeria and what needs to be done, and stand on it. My brothers and sisters, the future is never built by complaints alone. The future is built by organization. The future is built by commitment. The future is built by discipline. The future is built by consistency. The future is built by people who refuse to give up. So wherever you are, never give up. Do not give up, no matter what happens. Never give up. If there is one message I want every listener today to remember, it is this: pay attention. If there is any message I want any listener today to remember, this is it. A movement becomes stronger when it is guided by purpose rather than emotion. A movement becomes stronger when it is guided by purpose rather than emotion. A movement becomes stronger when it focuses on solution rather than conflict. A movement becomes stronger when it invests in education, communication, and constructive engagements. Keep these points to your heart. If in all that I have said in this program, if you cannot remember anything, remember these three things. A movement becomes stronger when it is guided by purpose rather than emotion. A movement becomes stronger when it focuses on solution rather than conflict. A movement becomes stronger when it invests in education, communication, and constructive engagement. Do not forget that. And a movement becomes stronger when people understand the unity. Unity is a purpose. It is a process requiring patience and effort. Always remember that unity is a process requiring patience and effort. Wherever you are watching this program from, as we are concluding on today's discussion, it is weekend. I will let you have your rest on time. I encourage every listener to reflect deeply. Think about what kind of future you want. Think about what contribution you can make. Think about how dialogue can replace hostility. Think about how organization can replace confusion. Think about how purpose can replace division. The conversation about Biafra will continue. The discussion will continue. The debates will continue. The hopes and aspirations of millions of people will continue. And history will ultimately judge every generation by what it chooses to do with the opportunity placed before it. I appreciate every one of you that paid attention to this very broadcast. I thank you all for participating. If you have not yet shared this program, like and share it. Very important. Like and share it. Wherever you are in the world, I urge you to stay safe, stay informed, and continue engaging peacefully and responsibly. We will never give up. It does not matter the challenges that are coming, right, left, and center. We will never, ever, ever give up. Just when you think that all hope is lost, I bet you that Chukwu Okike Abiama is assuring us that victory is very close. Our victory is very close. Our victory is very clear now, more than ever before. Much more clearer than you can ever imagine. And that is the source of my strength. I have been on this journey for many decades. And sometimes when people come to my platform, they'll be wondering why it is the way it is. Why am I still talking? Why am I still there? With all the challenges, all the ups and downs, all the insults. Some of you will be wondering, for so many years, why is the platform still in that form? I know the challenges I face. I know the attacks that are coming right to the center. Is that going to discourage me? Never. I can never be discouraged. I can never, ever be discouraged, no matter what the enemies might do, no matter what they say. I won't be discouraged. I have chosen my path. I have chosen what I have to do, and I will continue to do my little best until we get to our destination where we are going. The project we are embarking on is not my own project. This project belongs to Chukwu Okike Abiama. It belongs to Chukwu Okike Abiama. And whatever he decides happens. Whatever Chukwu Okike Abiama decides is what's going to happen. It's not about you. What you think doesn't count. How you feel doesn't count. What counts is what Chukwu Okike Abiama thinks is what will happen. And that is why we must be strong in our own way. We must continue to do our own little best and allow Chukwu Okike Abiama to take charge of the rest. So we are going to go into their conventional media to get some updates that we have in the conventional media today. We are going to go there and get some of the updates we have in the conventional media. And before we go there, we are going to have a very quick short break. After the short break, then we will come back and we go into their media to see what we have in the media. You know, that's how we run our program, to support every single thing we have said and to update people. We go to their media to follow along.
Good don't follow for God now. Them say Tinubu don't follow for God now. Tinubu don't follow for God now. They want to take it tax to chop off our head. Senate House fall and the criminals, country military fall and the terrorists. Injustice on motor shop forget law for inside court. Changaro Republic at the government. Abubakar Malami don't fall for God now. Him and EFCC put leg for shit. Them say Sheikh Kukumi don't fall for God now. Because Donald Trump don't come to Machamo. He go matching Boko boys, matching terrorists. As the government knows a big way for kidnapping to stop. I make it don't fall for God now. They make it Nigerians see one die for suffer.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Thank you for your patience. Now let's go to the media and see the reports we have in the media so that we can get along and be able to digest the informations as they come. That's one of the things we do in this platform, updates. Because sometimes most of us might not have time to look through these updates, so we just run everything at a time in one hand. This one says, Katsina Security Corps arrest alleged associate of bandit leader Kachala, links to late Major General Rabe's abduction. At the end of the day, you find out that they are linking to innocent people, and they will never go for the medicine after death. Major General have been killed and dead. Now you are going after people who say link to what? DSS DG Ajayi behind placement of Sowore in terrible, unsafe Kuje prison cell to justify transfer to DSS custody. That is what Nigeria does. So they intentionally put Sowore in the worst section of Kuje prison, so that after he complained, now they return him to DSS and keep him under the DSS. Nigeria. Where is this one? Where is that rain? Lagos residents swim through flood waters as heavy rain submerge road businesses. East Lagos State. See, submerged in the rain. Nonsense. That's the place they call Center of Excellence. Lagos judge order remand of accused first brought in ambulance. Adjourn case to July 3. Nigeria drama will never end. And they use the ambulance this one to court. They adjourn the case. Nigerian police foil kidnapping attempt on Edo Road, rescue bus passengers. Maybe Fulani didn't settle for that one. If Fulani didn't settle for that one, that's why you encounter them. Residents swim through flood waters as heavy rain submerges through businesses in Lagos community. Terrorists defy motorcycle ban in Katsina. Kill 7 residents in Matazu community. Imagine. They ban motorcycles, so terrorists who vest, they vest, enter, take the life of 7 people, and continue their motorcycle. I never see anything. They thought Biafra is a problem. Rulak warns against governor abuses in state police as National Assembly considers bill. Tinubu government admits 70,000 minimum wage no longer reflects economic reality. Signal fresh talk. Nigeria Workers Group accuses Tinubu government of deepening hardship, urges labor union to leave nationwide protest. Nonsense. What is labor union? Do Nigeria have any labor union? Bunch of idiots that take bribe. They are part of the Tinubu government. That's why people are insane, seeking for remedy where there is no remedy. New report says climate crisis worsening, threatening economic worldwide amid loss of 57 billion earnings. Nonsense. They won't start another global nonsense again. That's how they start, Bomber and Co. Before you know it, introduce another media, talk about global warming and all manner of nonsense to continue to control the world. Heaps of refugees take over pavements along Koka, Urile section of Lagos Barragames. You see Lagos, you see? See their center of excellence, Dustbin. This thing you are watching here is Lagos, Dustbin. Abadeti, here, center of excellence, look at it. At the center of the road, you see? At the center of the road. Imagine. At the center of the road. Center of excellence. Look at it. Look at your Lagos. In the middle of the road, at the center of, look at the dustbin. Scattered everywhere. Imagine. Imagine. This is their center of excellence. So you can imagine. Oh, God have mercy. God have mercy. Sunday Igbo's Iru Ekun operative injured in gun battle with suspected cross-border bandit in Oyo Forest. Around they get injured already. Okay. Sunday Bowo group, on a track. On a do. Troop rescue 53 hostage, recover 8 vehicles after dismantling a swap roadblock in Borno. So when I finally agree, say they get roadblock. People when I say they are not holding any place. Bunch of rubbish, nonsense people. They are fake news. Stating Akara, Kuli business doesn't take much money. First Lady Remi Tinubu advises Nigerians amid hardship. The First Lady is going to go to sell Akara and Kuli. With selling of Akara and Kuli, you can survive. US sanctioned Rwandan mining companies. Executive accuses of smuggling. Democratic Republic of Congo minerals to fund 23 rebels. That's what they're doing in Nigeria too. Funding of rebels. Nigeria own is funding of terrorists. Yelesho Ole Revolution of Value and Imperative of Nigerian Solution by Richard Hussein. Family demand release of Kaduna Governor's critics, John Abonnet, Pompo, after abduction by masked operatives. You criticize governor, they abducted. That's all now. As Nigeria, he disappeared. If care is not taken, that is not the end. We'll see him again. Makinde is a misfit and will end in ignominy by Mustik Roman. Jonathan Yeradua never pressured me on monetary policy as CBN governor, says Emir Sanusi. And now he confess. We never see anything. Showore accuses Tinubu DSS DG Ajayi of plotting conviction to block his 2027 presidential bid. South Africa tightens security, closes road ahead of June 30 mass anti-foreigners protest in Pretoria. Nonsense. Death toll rises to 235 after twin earthquake devastates Venezuela. Nearly 50,000 still missing. Wow. Venezuela. Earthquake. IGP sends delegation to Osu, order crackdown on political killing ahead of governorship election. Rubbish, as if you're not aware. Is it not APC? Nigerian army says troop rescue 8 kidnapped victims in Plateau Forest. This one they don't tell now, you can't take them. You can turn it to rescue. NSDC, as you rescue them, where are the people who hold them now? You rescue them and tell the people to run away. Nonsense. NSCDC mining marshal steals 7 suspected illegal mining buying center. Arrests 4 in Niger. State police, security and liberty. Why Nigeria must not decentralize abuse by Okechukwu Wango. Rubbish. Rubbish. Bunch of clowns and idiots talking nonsense. State police executive influenced the threat to human rights and freedom of expression in Nigeria by Comrade Nelson. Osun Police Commissioner is biased, compromised, and should be moved out. Governor Adelegate's IGP delegation. New terror group. Wow. I can equate with new one and after. New terror group, Stay Malam, imposes 5 million monthly levy on 10 KB communities, threaten attack, farmland seizure. This one a new terror group. Every day, Nigeria is producing new terror group. Every day. Every blessed day. The only place where they are good in invention and manufacturing is terrorists. See a new terrorist group, look at it. Look, Miracle, new terrorist group. Semala, that is their name. This one, their name is Semala. Semala imposes 5 million monthly levy on 10 KB communities, threaten attack, farmland seizure in a sovereign nation. Nigeria secured release of 6 citizens detained in Cote d'Ivoire since October 2025. Bandits killed 3 vigilantes. Several residents during deadly raid on Katsina community abduct villagers. Adiegu. Viral videos show handcuffed man brutally assaulted, struck with machetes over alleged 2 million theft in Enugu. Very small brutality. CDHR accuses Lagos DPP of frustrating prosecution of suspect who allegedly sold missing 3-year-old for 1.5 million. 3-year-old child, they sell them for 1.5 million. See the illegal police. Who are they threatening? Watch Osun police assaulting workers as CSP Eluku sacked, faces allegation of aiding land grabbers. Okay. Their SARS is still there. I said it as SARS is still existing. People thought it was a joke. Mad people, even after they have taken innocent lives. Lagos police arrest 21-year-old with suspected human hand, firearms, axe, stolen ATM cards. To be smart, you know. Lagos police arrest 21-year-old with suspected human hand, firearms, axes, stolen ATM cards. This one, they slice people's hand, they go. 2 scrap metal scavengers killed as explosion rock Emos. Video shows Osun police assaulting workers as CSP Eluku Stars faces allegation of aiding land grabbers. Shore's Kuje detention raises alarm after 2 inmates death. 37 undergoing tuberculosis treatment since 2025. See where they go down to. Court voice earlier judgment ordering INEC to register NDC as political party. Nigeria's National Sport Commission to send nearly 5 billion on consultancy alone for 5 sports projects. Terrorists killed 2 residents, abduct 7 others in attack on Adara community in Kaduna. Adara again. Nigerian pro-Venezuela group mourns over 500 lives lost for earthquake, call for global aid. See, these are the people that their own country is burning on. They are not doing anything. Look at it. Their people are, lives are being lost in Nigeria every day. You cannot see them protest. They can't see. Look at them. Nigerian pro-Venezuela group mourn over 500 lives lost to earthquake, call for global aid. In their own country, thousands of people are dying every day. They will not do anything. Bunch of idiots. Why Onanuga, a spokesperson lost in denial by Evans Ifuni. Those ones that their way now, their national anthem denial, do they ever agree on anything? NDC vows to challenge court ruling, voiding registration, insists party ready for 2027 election. We never see anything. Only a thief there. Old people will be a bit other. Youth group demands police probe, accuses Osun government of politicizing killing of alleged cult leader in Esther Oke. Nigerian military to recruit 28,000 additional troops to combat insecurity, says Army Chief. You will just go and recruit your terrorists as usual. Boko Haram. Where you want to see 28,000? Where you want to see them? There is no, you can't see any 28,000 legitimate citizens of Nigeria that will join Nigeria. It's not any. You wouldn't see 1,000. Nigerian High Court Jail, NSDC Deputy Commandant, over 4.55 million recruitment scam. Osun State University blames Oro Ritual Festival for final year students' death after project defense. U.S. Special Operation Commander visited Nigerian Northeast, reaffirmed partnership with Nigerian military to defeat terrorists. These U.S. people, they joke. I hope Trump knows what he's doing. I just hope that Trump knows what he's doing. Nigeria Aviation Agency, NCAA, fines Saudi airline 6 million naira over consumer protection violation. Trump boasts of highest ICE arrests, deportations record, blame U.S. courts for delay. Courts differs ruling on admissibility of ex-CBN Governor Emefiele's statement in alleged 4.5 billion fraud trial. PDP condemned court order directing INEC to deregister NDC alleged plot to cripple opposition ahead of 2027. Miyetti Allah Association, finally you are speaking again. The main recruiter of the terrorists, Miyetti Allah Association, Makba, alleges Benue chairman was killed shortly after attending government security meeting. That's how you could operate. That's how you could operate. Benue Makban chairman, son, killed after peace meeting in Otupo. Police yet to confirm details. This one is an excuse they will use to attack Benue. It's an excuse they're going to use to attack Benue. Look at them. These are the recruiters of the terrorists in Nigeria. Flashed massive fire engulfed building in Ketu, Lagos. Those destroying Nigeria democratic institution will fail. Peter Obi kick after court nullify NDC registration. You never see anything. You want there for ballot. When they joke with Tinubu, when they cap with Tinubu, don't worry. Showore condemned court order and registration, ordered deregistration of NDC. Describe move as Tinubu regime assault on democracy. They hear on her. They hear on. Fire breakout in Ketu area of Lagos as firefighters battle inferno. Breaking. Bandit block only access road to Kwara community. Shoot 2 passengers as residents seek urgent military action. The same Kwara. Kwara is gone. Kwara now belongs to the bandits. There's nothing you can do about it. You can only cry and you go back to your bed. Embattled DG Adeyemi asked Tinubu to investigate alleged irregularities in Presidential Council called for Gajamila's probe. Death toll from devastating Venezuela earthquake to 920 as over 50,000 persons remain missing. That's a lot. A lot. Federal Ministry stops Fudu Vice Chancellor appointment of 24/8. Summon him to Abuja. Nigerian Army redeploys senior officers, appoints new GOC commanders to strengthen security operations. Xenophobic attack. 700 Nigerians stay stranded in South Africa as deadline looms. 7 suspected Boko Haram Iswap commander arrested upon return from Hajj. These people are joking. These people are just joking. These people. The same people you sent to Hajj, and you sponsored them to go Hajj. You were the one that sponsored them to go to Hajj. And now coming now, you arrest them. And you want to make us clap for you and say, oh, you have arrested Boko Haram. 7 suspected Boko Haram Iswap commander arrested upon return from Hajj. That will be the end of the case. You're going to see them out. It's a lie. Enugu Church congregation confronts Governor Mba's SSG over claim of water supply in the state. We're going to keep quiet. I keep quiet with life on our head in the church. Zamfara chairman break down in tears over continuous bandit killing, seek Tinubu defense minister's intervention. I think that's all we have for today, and let's see if there is more to come that we need to look into so that we can be able to do justice to that as we have always done. Wherever you are, you must not allow yourself to be distracted. You must not allow yourself to be deceived. All we are supposed to do now is to pay attention to instructions that is coming from the supreme leader of IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Continue to follow instructions and make sure that things are done right. So wherever you join us today and you're watching this program, I thank you and I wish you a very, very happy weekend. It is a beautiful weekend, and hopefully I'm going to come back again in the evening for another section so that we can be able to reach out. And this evening, we are going to be conducting the evening with another Woto that is coming from our beloved sister, Acharugo. Woto to Nneka. The latest Nneka Woto. We are going to go on that evening. So join us on the evening program for that very section so that you can be able to get that. This is not the time to be silent. We are going to be giving them gospels from all corners this time around. And everyone, every Biafra, wherever you are, put your own effort to do your own part and make sure that the voice of Biafran people are heard. Don't allow anybody to intimidate you. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for joining us in the program. I appreciate every one of you, and I wish you a very, 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 very happy weekend. And I pray that Chukwu Kabiam will guide and protect our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And Chukwu Kabiam will guide and protect our prime minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. No matter what happens, we must continue to keep the ball rolling. And before we go, I am going to end the program with a message of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, to keep memory. So while you are watching, you keep the memory of where we are coming from and what has happened in the past. It can take your mind back, show you how committed Mazi Simon Ekpa is, and obedience under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He has never come back, and he remains the same till tomorrow. Thank you, and let's watch this.
They are even more deadly. The people within, they are even more deadly. Somebody say we should activate members only. Let us see one moment, because I think there is a lot of issues here. So let's see how that goes. The members only. You know, some of these people don't know why we are doing this so that our broadcast will not be interrupted by those spamming it. You know, when you are live, there are people, their job is to come and be spamming the program, you know. Somebody say self-love, say no. You know, the reason is that we don't want this kind of interruption in the program. So I want you people to understand that anywhere you see these people that say in November, whatever, don't ever attend that. If you attend something like that, you have contributed to the sabotage of the Biafra government in exile. And who knows what they want to do? You know what they want to do is that when this one is writing, I am representative of Biafra government in exile, another government, if you write, and another letter come from another, and they will be asking, which one is, how many Biafra government in exile do you have? This is the sabotage we are talking about. But you know what? When we finish with them, nobody will look at their letters. Nobody. They can write anywhere they want to write. Because they cannot even write. That is the point. Because if their intention is genuine, they wouldn't, anything we announce, they want to do it. Anything we announce, they want to do it. We go into alliance, they begin to haunt the alliance. They go, they say, they tell the commanders, oh, come. Don't go into alliance with Simon. Come with us. Let us give you this. Let us, any place, anything we do. These fellows Onyise have been trying to contact everybody. And you need to see where he is slandering my name. You know, you need to see where he's telling me. And I want to tell Biafrans one thing today. The one that will shock you. Do you know that this same Felix Onyise that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu expelled from IPOB? No. And they have authentic first-hand information that he knew that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped in Kenya during that 8 days that he was in the hand of the enemy. Would you believe that? You know, our own is that we don't just come and talk. Before we talk, we have evidence. Felix Onyise have confessed that he, Felix Onyise, and the other man who called himself Colonel have information that Onyendu was kidnapped in Kenya the day he was kidnapped, and that complete 8 days Onyendu was in the hand of the kidnappers. Felix Onyise was aware. How did he know? I am making this thing on record for the very first time. How did Felix Onyise? He was not a member of the DOS. He was not a member of anything. But Felix Onyise know that Onyendu, for the 8 days Onyendu was in the hand of kidnapper, Felix Onyise confessed that Felix Onyise knew that Onyendu was kidnapped in Kenya. And for that 8 days, he was aware. And then, immediately after that, he started fighting everything. He began to contact men on ground. He began to everything. Felix Onyise despises Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He don't want to hear about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you see where he is condemning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and myself, after this experience I had with him, you will never believe that some people will actually go and sit with a man like that. Of course, there are those who have a special hatred for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So I can understand that. I can understand that, you know, you can go there to sit with Felix Onyise where he is flagging off a fake Biafra government in exile just to register your hatred. So I can understand, you know, so some of you who want to go there can go there, you know. I just give you expo now. So all the haters of Biafra, and especially those who don't want to hear the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you can go there and enjoy yourself and have Coke, drink Coke and wash your hand with the disinfection for COVID-19. And so wash your hand there and enjoy yourself. But it ends in that room. You can't fly. Not while we are still here. You can't. Sabotaging can never fly. The act of sabotage is too much. But we have defeated all of them. The funny thing is that the sabotage is everywhere. even to those you least expected. Some people will come and tell you, oh, I'm with you, and then they go behind you and screw you up. Mana nkema turunu n'ọnụ. This time, the reason why we have come to this is for you. If you have not seen the sign of Biafra Community 2023, my brother, my sister, you are sleeping. You are sleeping. So disregard anything about this video. And if you have watched this video and shared it, delete it immediately. You don't give credence to evil. You don't support evil. Because I know a lot of people may have shared it. Because when they see a government in exile, they see nice picture, they see office, they see Akwoche, the Biafra government, Biafra. The people are sending it to me. Simon, is this the one we are talking about? No, this is not the one. And this can never be Biafra government in exile. These are a bunch of betrayers who all their job and all they have done for the past 1 year is that they knew that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped for 8 days. Even when the inner people in the IPOB don't know. This is spelled Felix Onyise no. So what contact did Felix Onyise have with the people back, with the Fulanis back in Nigeria? And who is feeding him information? Where did he know? How did he know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped? And all this while, they kept mute. So where did Felix Onyise get his own intel? And of course, if you talk now, they will tell you, we know now, we have contact. So you have contact, and you know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, and you kept mute. What was your intention? What were you thinking? So with all these people that you have in America, those who, who was still mingling with them, including the 2 women who was constituting nuisance in social media. This Felix Onyise could not even tell them that Komo Onyendu has been kidnapped. I have knowledge of it. He kept mute, only for the Biafra spirit to arrest him. He confessed that he has knowledge. So Biafrans that knows this Felix Onyise in America, ask him, who told you and how did you know that Onyendu was kidnapped, and you know that Onyendu has been kidnapped and you keep quiet? What was going on in your mind? How did you know? What is your relationship with the people that told you, and why did they tell you? Today, he is forming and claiming, of course, he's not forming anything. It's just a distraction. He's claiming to be forming Biafra government in exile. So if you, as a Biafran, we see you in November, where they are showing this video, and I hope they are going to make the video public, so that we will mark those who took it upon themselves to be the Afonjas of Biafra. So please, we want this video to go to them. Let them share the video of their inauguration of nonsense on the 11th of November or so. Let them share the video. Let us see those who have attended it after this broadcast today. We want to see those who, apart from their group, who have swear oath that yes, their own job is to betray Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Biafra. It's a different thing, but we want to see those who will join them. Of course, if you go there and that you don't know, is a different. But I believe that for you to be in Biafra struggle, you must somehow. This video I'm making this evening is going to be a very good video. So you, our media team, you must cut this video and share it on WhatsApp as well, so that people will, have knowledge about what we are doing, and of course, create awareness that no Biafra should attend such evil gathering. I don't know. We thank you very much for your super chat. Dragon, you were born for this mission. Your name say it all. You shall Simon with Simon, Peter, and Rock. Nothing can move the rock. Water still remain our code. We move. Water is the code. Ada. Oh no, thank you very much. We'll continue to move in a water way. In a water way. And on this note, I want to also inform Biafrans. I wanted to do exposition today, but I think that exposition will be tomorrow. Exposition for Fulani, the presidential Obi article and Asiwaju. I wanted to do exposition today, but that exposition will be tomorrow. I want to connect the Fulani in three of them and expose something that is very deep, that many people that are supporting One Nigeria don't understand. They don't understand that it does not matter. For so long as this evil entity called Nigeria continue to be a country and Obi is running a president, it's Fulani that is running for president. I want to inform you that if Atiku is running for president, it is Fulani that is running for president. I want to inform you that if Tinubu is running for Nigeria president, it is the same Fulani that is running for Nigeria president. So what am I saying in essence? What I'm saying in essence is that if, for example, not that Nigeria is ending next year, if not that Nigeria is ending next year, whoever wins that presidential election, if not of course, that everything is ending next year, but let me just say that whoever wins the presidential election, it is still the same Fulani that win. And that's exactly the exposition I want to do tomorrow. So you must not miss it. I want you to come and listen and see how we connect this dot to show you that irrespective of whatever differences and the ethnic group, whoever wins, let's assume that Nigeria continues to be a country, whoever wins, it is still the Fulanis. And that is why you must never support any election in Biafra land. But let me tell you, whether you support or not, you are not going to have election in Biafra land. Biafrans have decided. I am telling you the fact. So it does not matter what your opinion say. You are a minority. You are a minority. You are Nigerians, a minority in Biafra. So you can't. It just so you will not have bad feeling. Okay, you better turn around, because before November this year, which is already coming, this is November already here. Before we enter November middle, you will be holding your BP. So it's better that you change now and understand that there will be no road for you. It is water all the way. I want to use this opportunity to also call on Biafrans who were disappointed for one of our brother falling by the roadside. You need to be in the spirit to know the kind of battle that Biafra people are fighting. Battle, spiritual battle, not physical. So I watch one of our brother, King One Solomon. A lot of people are waiting for my comment. I really appreciate Biafrans, the way we treat our enemies. We let them know straight in their face that you have messed up. We don't look face. Once you mess up, we tell you straight to your face. You must go up. So that our brother, King One Solomon, he doesn't even know that we have his picture. He doesn't know. He doesn't know we have his picture. And I know that the next thing angry Biafrans will do is is to start sharing his picture. I have his picture. He doesn't even know. I have his picture. I have King 171 picture. So I had to quickly, because of the anger, I had to quickly inform Autopilot, and we don't do things like that. We are not the criminals who deal with people, who deal with everything that expose people and others. No, we don't need to do that. We need to do things differently and maturely. I have his picture, and I believe many Autopilot have his picture. But because we announced that nobody should post his picture online, and nobody did. And I really commend Autopilot for the maturity you have displayed, because this is what makes difference. This is what makes difference. We have to think over things and again to know when we need to, put our sword back. It is not all about fighting. Everything is not fighting. There are some fight that will settle itself. It is not every fight we fight. There are fights that are meant for the spirit. You don't need to fight. So some fight will come, you just look at the fight and the spirit will fight it for you. So I even listened to how he warned me, in that last video, he was like, you must go and tell Simon Ekpa not to attack P2B again. I was like, wow. I was like, wow, is that how people can change overnight? But something got my attention. The reason why I want to make so African combination is a shock you of me. Oh my God. No, you see, in this Biafra struggle, nothing will shock me, But when he made that comment, I was like, wow, look at he said, tell Simon Ekpa not to attack P2B again. I was like, really? Wow. So, but the reason why I am making this, the reason why I want to make this comment today, because I know he is waiting for me to make comment. That's why he has not posted a video, after that. And I know that a lot of people were asking that they are waiting for me to make comment on that. We always support our own. We are not like witches and wizards. I have said it. If you know how to do social media, come and join YouTube. Make social media. Share our videos. Join YouTube. It is awareness. We are not the type that will tell you, oh, you collect money from YouTube. Come. No. Come and join Biafra and show your talent to us. Use our videos. It is a welcome development. So I watched him, and something got my attention. And that is the reason I'm making this comment on him today. Something got my attention. And what got my attention is when he said, I didn't know what came upon me. Hi. So that melted my heart. So if you watch that video, he said, please, I beg for forgiveness. I didn't know what came upon me. So when he said, I didn't know what came upon me, that was the key. So you see, some of the people you see that are doing what they are doing today, they don't know what they are doing. They don't actually know what has come upon them. Whether something actually come upon him, but I know that the way he sounded on that video was not normal. Even if it's somebody who don't believe in Biafra, when I told you now that he said, "Oh, Simon Ekpa, you must stop analyzing P2B," I was like, wow. And then he came to say, "I don't know what came upon me." I believe that. I believe that. Because it takes somebody in the spirit to know when somebody actually changed. Like really, you may not be part of the thing we are doing, but something may have possessed you to do certain things. And so that particular video that he did, he may be supporting One Nigeria, he may be supporting P2B, but that was not him. So, and he said he don't know. He don't know what came upon him. So because of that particular, he don't know what come upon him, I decided to make a comment today because a lot of people have waited for me to make comment. So since he has apologized publicly, and I believe that the spirit that has entered him may have also left him. And I hope that the spirit have departed permanently and will never come back. And I know that the rate of people watching him has dropped. And one thing that also, got my attention in that video, he even said, my video is now 8,000 views average. I can drop anything. I can decide to do this. I have that. So it was not him. It was not really him. He dropped. That was below the belt. That was below the belt. That his video is now 8,000 average view within 4 hours. So I am I have many channels. I have this So, but like I said, he don't know what came upon him. So I want to ask Biafrans. It doesn't matter what has happened since he has, within few days, he came out to apologize that the spirit entered him. And if you are really in the spirit and know what is happening in Biafra struggle, a lot of evil is going on. And you must be very strong. That's why we say, if you are not called for this, don't come out. I am telling you. So what we'll do now is that after this, we can release something on the earth to go and protect King Wasserman so that the spirit will not enter him again. So we need to understand that this Biafra struggle, they are doing a lot of evil, and especially when you are supporting Simon Ekpa, you are prone to witches and wizards, both from the Benio, both from everybody gonna attack you now. So if you are not strong, bam, So we have to be careful. We have to watch him and all that. But I think when somebody apologizes, especially he has not done something that too bad. He has not sabotaged like that. But at least he will continue to make his videos. He will continue to make his analysis. He will continue to contribute something small to what we are doing. And so I think, we just want to tell him to welcome back and never to sin again. Welcome back and don't sin again. So Biafrans can go and start listening to the analysis of what we are doing. So if there is something you want to put more light to and things like that, you can also watch him. So all the autopilot media, if you have not subscribed to any of them, it is very, very important. I'm going to have list. Media team should give me a list of all our broadcasters so that we are going to push them. Everybody should go and listen, because the truth is that there are things you will learn from each and every one of them. Everybody cannot be the same. There are people who have, everybody have a different ways of passing messages. So you have to go and listen to all the autopilot. Everybody have this message, this gift, a way they pass their message. And there's something you can learn from the other person. You may not learn from the other person. You may learn from that person. You may not learn from that person. So it is very important. Every autopiloted media team, media personnel, go subscribe to their platform and that is the way you can support them. Very, very important. It doesn't take anything away from you. So go support them, encourage them. So the more you encourage them, the more you are going to. Somebody say he should unmask himself. He don't need, that is his choice. We don't, if we have his picture. Like I told you, he don't even know that we have his picture. Our own is that the way we work, do our own CIA work is not on this planet. So we have his picture, but there is no need, sharing his picture anywhere, because he's not a threat. He's not a threat to what we are doing. There is a difference between somebody being a threat to what you are doing, like, trying to destroy things you have and all that. It's not a threat. So if he's a threat, we know how to handle such things. So it's not a threat. So that is different. I want you people to understand that it's different between somebody being a threat, like those criminals you see, how they sabotage everything and all that. Then if the person become a very become a threat, then we don't need to give that person any chance. We deal with the person, give the person, because officially we have the IPOB treatment now. Thank you, Romeo, for your super chat. We appreciate you. I think KNS isn't well. It could be that he had depression. Please call him and talk to him. ESN, if you haven't, that will relieve him. Thanks. Well, I think this video I've made now should do that job. I've given him some kind of accolade here. So, and also I've asked Biafrans to go back to his channel to subscribe again, and let us accept his apology, and let us move on. We don't have time to waste. We don't have time for any nonsense and all that. Accept his apology and let us move forward, because we have a lot of work to do, and every hand must be on deck. And of course, from here, I'm going to end this broadcast and see you. Make sure you join us tomorrow. From here, may God bless you. May God bless me.
It's very simple: to restore the kingdom of heaven upon the face of this very earth, that the scriptures may come to fulfillment. As I keep reminding everyone, anytime you recite the Lord's Prayer, the prayer that Yeshua prayed when they asked him, "Rabbi, teach us how to pray." And he said, "Our Father who art in heaven," signifying that there is only one God, one Creator, one Alpha and one Omega. "Hallowed be thy name," which means there is no other name above that of our Creator. No other name. Because Jesus himself said, "Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come on this very earth," which is the kingdom of Biafra that we're fighting for, the kingdom of God upon the face of this earth. "Let thy will be done in our lives as it is in heaven." Let that promise that you made to us come to fulfillment in our time. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sin against us. Of course, as mortals, we must forgive those who sin against us. But the ultimate forgiveness lies in the hands of God Almighty in heaven, whom we are praying to this very evening. N'ihi na ọ bụ naanị gị mmalite na ọgwụgwụ, naanị gị bụ ọkaka, naanị gị bụ Chineke nna nke pụrụ ihe na iji eme ọnụ anyị ji anya isi. Anyị bụ anụkwa ahụ ezi ebere ngọzi, anyị bụ ike ọbụla nna nke ebere. Ọ bụ n'ihi gị ka anyị ji wee je ndị were n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị bụ ewere njem nke anyị onwe anyị na-aga wee nyefee gị na ka agbanyeghị ihe ka anyị na-agabiga ụbọchị niile. Agbanyeghị ndị nọ n'ụlọ nga, nọ n'ụlọ iko, ndị a na-atụrụ, ndị egburu egbu nna nke igwe, ndị a na-akpagbu ụbọchị niile. Anyị wee na-asị gị ezi ebere ngọzi, biko lekwakwa nke anyị na-ebe n'ude nke anyị na-asụkwa wee bịa n'iru gị, ka i wee gbaghara anyị mmehie, eze ebube ngozi, wee mee ka okwu gị n'isi anyị wee bịa na mmezu na ndụ na-abụghị n'ọnwụ.
anyị wee na-arịọ iwe na-agọzi aha nsọ gị na-asị onye kere ihe niile ekere eke mana onwe onye kere biko bịa iwe na ọnọdụ n'ime ndụ anyị n'ụbọchị nke taa n'ihi na ọ bụ naanị ka anyị na-akpọ isi ala nye ọ bụ naanị ka anyị na-aja mma wee na-efe aha nsọ ya mgbe niile ị gaghị ekwe ka ihere wee mee anyị n'ihi na onweghị onye ọrụ onye gbapara n'ime gị nna nke ebere dị ngọzi nke ihere na-eme o mekata ka iwe gharịpụ ndị gị nna nke ebere dị ngọzi ọ bụ ịhụnanya gị na ebere gị amara gị na ọmịiko ka anyị na-arụ n'isi ezinụlọ gị bụ IPOB na ụgwọ niile na eze ebere ngọzi ụmụ Biafra ebe ha nọ n'elu ụwa ọlụ aka ha ọkụ ọbụla nke ha manyere aka nna nke ebere ka ọ bụrụ ngọzi n'elu ngọzi tụmadị ndị na-eweta enyemaka ka e were hiwe otu nche na ala nsọ bụ Biafra nna nke ebere dị ngọzi ọ gaghị akọ na akpa ndị dị etu a ọbụladị ndị nke nọ na China ndị gbara onye ego n'ụbọchị nke taa gbasara Eastern Security Network ọbụladị ndị nke nọ na Maryland n'oge awa nna nke igwe wee na-atụle ka ha ga-esi weta enyemaka nna nke ebere bịa ka iwe gọzie ha niile n'otu n'otu bịa ka iwe gọzie anyị n'otu n'otu nna nke ebere dị ngọzi n'ihi na ikpete maazị ikwere anyị na nkwa na mmeri ga-abụ nke anyị aka nsị ndị nro abụọkwana ha ọnụ nna nke igwe kwebere kwezigbo uzu ya ịghasawo ya ọ bụghị site n'ike aka nke anyị ọ bụ site na amara gị onye nwe m anyị wee na-arịọ ka ịhụnanya gị na ebere gị ịma mma gị na ọmịiko gị ma ọ baa n'ebe anyị nọ na Biafra ga-abịarịrị nna nke ebere dị ngọzi na-atụfughị mgbe anyị ga-aja aha nsọ gị mma n'ụzọ pụrụ iche ụwa niile ga-esi na ụmụ Biafra nna nke ebere wee ma na ọ bụ gụnwa bụ Chineke nna nke igwe kere ihe niile ekere eke onye dị nsọ mgbe niile ebighị ebi nara ekele otuto nsọpụrụ ịja mma site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ka a na-arịọ gị ise. I am always in the habit of making sure that we log onto my Facebook page, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Official. And I also, the reason why I do it is to try to let our people understand that we are fighting, should I say, a multiplicity of enemies from everywhere, from every angle. Even those who do not have any need nor reason to rise against Biafra, they are doing so because we are the light and the children of darkness are not relenting. Therefore, this evening, if by any means or chance you happen to be kicked off my page or they start to disturb it as usual, as they would normally do, may I recommend that you go to Instagram, please. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Official on Instagram. They have not gotten there yet. We are also on Twitter. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I am on Twitter. 279.9 thousand followers on Twitter, please. Go there, you will find us. We are also on YouTube. University of Radio Biafra on YouTube. We are there. We are also, of course, on our app, which is IPOB Community Radio. Radio Biafra is working. Radio Biafra app, that is. We are on Tuning. We are on a whole host of networks and platforms. If you wish to listen to us, you are more than welcome to do so. Those of you who are in climates of unlimited data, you can go to YouTube. We are there streaming very clearly. And of course, a whole host of other people are doing exactly the same and hosting watch parties as we move along this very evening. Do not forget your pen and your paper, because this is the greatest university on the face of this planet Earth, bar none. Here you will learn the truth that will shock you. Sometimes when you hear what we have to say, you may, of course, rightfully so, have need or reason to doubt the veracity of what we are saying, but in the fullness of time, you come to appreciate that everything you hear on this very platform is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. We must preach this very gospel because we have been ordained to do so. Elohim in heaven has ordained that we must preach his gospel before the coming of his kingdom on the face of this very earth. That is why I have said to all of you repeatedly, the reason why Britain doesn't want Biafra to come is because Britain believes rather very laughably that should Biafra come, after that the Messiah will come. That is why there is no way they can allow black people to be free. It's impossible for them. And as we well know, once you have the likes of the Janjaweed with you, once you have people who are willing to do whatever it takes to subjugate their own kind, your work becomes a lot more easier. You see, white people don't have to do very much to hold black people down in bondage and in slavery. Not very. All they need to do, they don't need to come to hassle you. They just go to your fellow black people and get them to do the subjugation and the oppression for them, which the Fulani Janjaweed and to an extent your governors are now doing right across the zoo, not just in the east, but everywhere across the zoo, because they see themselves as being privileged enough to lord it over other people who are less fortunate. This evening, I'm going to start by laying, of course, as we always do, a very firm foundation upon which our discourse this evening shall rest, for you to try to understand the efforts that people are putting into trying to stop IPOB. I want IPOB family members all over the world to understand the pride of place they occupy in the minds of those that yearn for freedom. I want IPOB family members to understand that you are the nightmare that the zoo is afraid of. And I'll prove it to you now. Only I forget about all these other chaffs and idiots. It's only IPOB that the zoo is afraid of once it comes to Biafra Restoration Project. And I'm going to prove it to you now. I'm going to start by trying to analyze the news that hit the airwaves, or should I say, that was published earlier today by the news agency of Nigeria. Of course, it was syndicated, which means that every news outlet in the zoo is encouraged to carry it. It is from the Minister of Information of the Zoological Republic called Nigeria, that contraption created by a white man, not black people, that racist construct. United Africa Company, from there went to Royal Niger Company. A limited enterprise designed by the British to serve their interests. But unfortunately and very sadly, we black people have refused to learn and to listen. But this evening I shall remind all of us of our duty and responsibility to one another to try to shed the yoke of neocolonialism wherever we find it. This headline reads, "Don't listen to secessionists, Lai Mohammed tells Nigerians." You must pay particular attention to this. Despite all the raging insecurity in the land, despite the dastardly exploits of ISIS in West Africa, despite the murderous, should I say, tendencies of Boko Haram and every other Fulani terrorist group, because some of you should not forget that every terror group in Nigeria is owned and financed by the Fulani. That is something you must understand. Rather unfortunately, and should I say, rather very pathetically, some of you are yet to come to terms with this very reality. To top up the misery for the masses, they control the army, they control the police, they control the customs, they control every arms-bearing agency in the land. Every secretariat agency is in their pocket. And on top of that, you also have the presidency of the zoo that they are now, should I say, have complete and total control over. In other words, you people are living in the era of the Fulani rule. You are living in the era of the caliphate without knowing it. Because you don't have elections in the zoo, you don't have any democracy in the zoo called Nigeria. What you have is the rule, a very primitive rule of the Janjaweed. And to make things worse, there is nobody who is actually in charge. And also, I'm going to prove that to you later on, that we are the ones, we are their tormentors, we are the ones that they are most afraid of. No other person. Anything we say on this platform, the zoo, they listen very attentively, they pay very close attention to it, and they do the best they can, either to mitigate it or to try to rubbish what we are doing. And each time they fail, each time they try to make us look bad, they end up looking very, very ridiculous. I'm going to prove it to you this evening. This news broke this evening, was carried by many newspapers around the zoo. If you Google it, you'll be able to see it there. Don't listen to secessionists, Lai Mohammed tells Nigerians. He said, do not listen to people who are agitating for freedom. Now, let us proceed. He said this very day, today being Sunday, that the federal government was working hard to improve national security and prevent all secession tendencies, which means what we told you earlier today about the abductions that they're doing, which happened this evening in Uguta, as a matter of fact. The abductions that they're doing, their concern is not the should I say, the Fulani Janjaweed they imported from the Sahel. No, that is not their concern. Their concern is also not the Fulani bandits who are raping, pillaging, and killing people all over the place. That too is not a concern to them. What concerns them is secession. If you are somebody raised on this warped sense of nationalism, if you're one of these people unfortunate enough not to reason properly or reason anything through before you embark on either critique or embracing of that very subject or discourse, if you're one of those who are not well educated, you will think that fighting for nationalism in Nigeria, or should I say preserving Nigeria, is a very good thing. But actually it means you are badly educated, you are ill-informed, and you are highly unreasonable. Why am I saying this? Because Lai Mohammed is telling you that their problem are groups that are involved in trying to divide Nigeria. But I want to remind each and every one of you that this same lame, weak argument was espoused by supporters of the British Empire during our colonial days, the time that the zoo was under colonialism. And having said this thing today, as I'm speaking to you right now, there is a man called Bishop Etete. He's been abducted from Akwa Ibom this very day. Chinedu Egwuonu was also abducted in Akwa Ibom as well. That one was abducted on the 6th of April. Insikak Abase also abducted by the DSS. The reason why I'm making this announcement this evening is that anytime people get upset, these people, they have relatives. Anytime we keep crying and lamenting, and God decides to send his angels, the unknown government, to go and avenge this level of humiliation, some of you begin to complain and to mutter to yourselves. When Nigerian government themselves are committing high, should I call it, high crimes and misdemeanors, all of you keep quiet. How can you go to people's home and you abduct them and take them to Iguacha? Their telephone, their mobile phones were tracked. Where we lost contact was on entry into Iguacha. They switched off all their phones. That's what they have done. They are now in Iguacha, maybe in DSS or whatever headquarters that the Fulanis have planned for us. And in all these places, you have the Fulanis who are in power. These people are fighting for freedom. The same way that Nnamdi Azikiwe fought for freedom, should I say to an extent, independence, for the same people today who are hell-bent on killing everybody, fighting for the same thing that they fought for under British rule. Britain argued, or should I say those that believed in the empire argued that if you allow all these countries, if you allow India to become independent, the jewel and the crown they used to call India, if you allow South Africa to go to the Boers, if you allow all these countries in Africa to become independent, that will weaken the British Empire. We are one. We speak English. English language binds us together. The same stupid, spurious arguments being made up by the likes of Lai Mohammed till this very day. Why did the likes of Azikiwe fight for independence? Why did the likes of Awolowo fight for independence? How come, I'm asking, how come the likes of, to an extent, very limited extent, Enahoro fight for independence? Why? Okotiebo, why did they fight for independence? Why didn't they all argue that we should remain in one big British empire, one big family being ruled by the Queen? Even when they got independence in 1960, how come in 1963 they argued that the zoo should become a republic? That the Queen should no longer be the head of government of Nigeria? Why did you do that? Why is it that now that people are agitating for exactly the same things that you fought for and agitated for under colonialism, you have issues with it? Let us look at what Lai Mohammed has to say. They are working very hard to improve national security by abducting people today in Uguta. They abducted some people today in Uguta as well, not just in Akwa Ibom. In Uguta today, they went and they abducted some people there. The man ran away, they took the wife. A woman. This is what Fulani people are doing. Any day now, people become angry and enraged and they react. All of you will come on social media and on your useless newspapers and be yapping rubbish. Today that the DSS are busy abducting people, you will not say anything. And I want to ask you this question. How many Fulani bandits Has the DSS abducted before in the past? Sheikh Gumi knows where they are. How many of them have been abducted? The answer is zero. Absolute zilch. Nothing. He gave this, he was speaking on a radio program, I think it was in Lagos, it's called EB, Ambassador. He urged Nigerians not to listen to IPOB, not to listen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That's what he's doing. He said, speaking specifically on the issues around security, Mohammed said that federal government efforts in that respect necessitated the town hall meeting on security held on April 8 in Kaduna. The people causing the problem are the same people that they went to have a town hall meeting. In the same state, being governed or being ruled by a man, that midget El Rufai, that openly told all of you that he was traveling to Chad, to Niger, to Mali to go and pay Fulani terrorists and bandits to stop killing all of you. He was the man, when asked what was happening in southern Kaduna, he said that the Fulanis were exacting revenge. A governor, that was where they held this town hall meeting. I want to let the whole world understand that Nigeria itself is steeped in hypocrisy. That is something, every time I come on air, I keep lamenting about the state or the mental well-being of black people, how we absorb information and how we analyze it. I keep saying this all the time. I don't know if some of you actually sit down to give a deeper reflection on this very issue I harp on about all the time. They held a town hall meeting, not in the south that hasn't been ravaged that much by terrorism, but in Kaduna. The same Kaduna that was the epicenter, the beginning of present-day Fulani banditry started in Kaduna, in southern Kaduna. That's why they held this very meeting. That is to tell you that they have taken over your lives. You people are worthless. And I'm saying this with every sense of clarity and sincerity that people in the southern part of Nigeria, the funniest thing is that you don't know that you are slaves. You see, in order to occupy you, in order to make you feel relevant, they keep saying, oh, the presidency will go to the south in 2023, which means forget about every other thing that is happening to you right now. Focus, it's just like promising somebody you're going to heaven. If you go to church and pay tithe, you go to heaven. As if they've had anybody from heaven come back to tell them that, hey, I went to heaven, this is what it looks like. They keep promising you 2023. As you're looking at 2023, your land, your forests, your farmlands are being taken over. They are concentrating power, despite the fact that the Fulanis are in control of every facet of life in the zoo, they're even piling on more power upon the one that they have already. And all you can do is to talk about one Nigeria. The meeting brought stakeholders together to chart a way forward. Let me ask you, did any of you, were you aware of any meeting being held in Kaduna that was held in Kaduna on the 8th of April? Stakeholders is basically Fulani people, maybe from Chad, from Niger, from that they setting benchmarks for enhanced security and national unity in Nigeria. Unity by force. Unity, the same way that Britain tried to hold their empire by force, crush, imprison, kill, jail. It didn't work. It has never worked anywhere in history. And Nigeria is not going to be an exception. It will never, ever work. They said that their deliberations, or should I say, their conclusions, were presented to the Federal Executive Council and state governors on Wednesday and Thursday of this week gone, respectively. Lai Mohammed pointed out that Angola is what unites you. The same way you have Igbo people running successful businesses right across the whole of Europe and in the Americas. The most successful immigrant race into the United States of America are Biafran people. I think it's an official document, isn't it? The most successful immigrant race into the USA are essentially Biafran people. Are they not doing very well in the USA? They are excelling in the USA. Is anybody in their right senses ever suggesting that we should be one country with the USA because our people are doing very well? I want to be very generous to the likes of Lai Mohammed and all those misguided nationalists that you have in the zoo called Nigeria. It's a very simple question. If you claim that somebody doing business successfully in Maiduguri or in Bauchi is a panacea, is the reason why we should be together as one country, there are people who are doing very well in the UK as we speak, running successful businesses. It doesn't matter if they are Biafrans, there are Yoruba people doing exceptionally well. These are multimillionaires in pound sterling. Are you now implying that Britain should come back to recolonize us because there are people who are doing very well in Britain? Simple common sense. I'm sure that you know that the answer is no. So I want Lai Mohammed and all those peddling this fictitious line that what holds us together is more than what divides us. What is holding us together now is Fulani laziness and Fulani greed. Their lecherous behavior, blood-sucking demonic behavior. They contribute nothing to the national coffers. I keep asking myself all the time, if you sit down and you ask yourself, what is it that the Fulani Janjaweed, especially their so-called elite, are contributing towards the national development of the place called Zoological Republic of Nigeria? The answer is absolutely nothing. All they do is that they steal. The ordinary Alamajiri Janjaweed may move cattle from place to place. At least they provide meat to an extent to those that want to eat their useless poisoned meat. What does a Fulani, ordinary Fulani Janjaweed so-called elite, all of them that are stealing money and sharing it in Abuja, in Kaduna, in Sokoto and all that, just tell me what they have contributed. I keep asking this question, nobody can answer it. Absolutely nothing. But Lai Mohammed is saying that what binds us together to restore the kingdom of heaven upon the face of this very earth. These are the things that some of you must understand. And what they intend to do, as they have done in the past few hours, is to unleash their so-called DSS that can never catch Boko Haram. DSS can never catch ISIS in West African province, which is ISWAP. But DSS can never ever catch Fulani bandits. The only people they catch, you'll be in your house sleeping at night. They will storm your place with their darkened hillocks and they're doing cowboy, abducting innocent people who are not armed. You must understand this very carefully what they are doing. That is Nigeria for you. And they claim that they're doing their job. Because we are the people threatening the complete Fulani takeover of the whole of Nigeria. Only IPOB. I'm sorry to say. That is why we are being mentioned. You know what Lai Mohammed said? He said, we are aware of them, which means the word of IPOB. The government is working. Secession is not the way out of our challenges. You don't cure a headache by beheading the patient. The things that unite us in Nigeria are more than what separates us, he said. The minister said that the stakeholders at the town hall meeting in Kaduna came up with some recommendations to further secure and unite the country towards progress. Always unite, unity. Nobody talks about your well-being. Nobody is concerned that Yoruba people are refugees in Benin Republic. Nobody is concerned about what DSS is doing. Nobody is concerned about what goes on at army checkpoints now in Biafra land where people are being slaughtered. Nobody is concerned that the whole of Bende, right now as I speak, is full of Fulani jihadists with their cattle. Your well-being. Let us not even talk about employment or good roads or good schools or hospitals. That one can never come. We are talking about your own survival as a human being. And do you know why Lai Mohammed was chosen to say all of these things? Now listen to why he's doing it. Lai Mohammed is a Yoruba man, apparently, from Kwara State. But he is a Fulanized Yoruba man. He's a Muslim. The same as Tinubu. Because when they pray, those of them who are learned, they pray in Arabic. When they read their Quran is written in Arabic. You cannot read the Quran in English. It has to be in Arabic. Pay very close attention to what I have to say. In other words, the Fulanization agenda of the caliphate is nothing new to him. Because that Fulanization agenda means the recitation of Quran in Arabic for everybody. It means looking towards Saudi Arabia for all that you are as a human being. These are the things you must bear in mind. So to Lai Mohammed and other Kwara Yoruba, should I call them Muslims, is nothing new. For all they care, the supreme leader of all Muslims in Nigeria is the Sultan of Sokoto. It can never be a Yoruba man. Understand this very carefully. The Sultan of Sokoto, the leader of Muslims in Nigeria forever and ever, as long as the zoo stays together as one entity, which it cannot stay, of course. We'll make sure of that. It's going to always be the Sultan of Sokoto. There is no way in this life that the Sultan of Sokoto can ever be a Yoruba man. In other words, every Yoruba person, including Lai Mohammed, including Tinubu, every Yoruba person, especially a Muslim that subscribes to one Nigeria, they are saying that in perpetuity, the Fulani will lord it over us. Our job is very simple: to restore the kingdom leaders for you. And they have succeeded. And that is why in our time, in this age that we are in, Fulani killers can go into a Ebonyi state and kill people. Even the governor will not acknowledge it. The army will come and take away the dead bodies of those killed, so that the world will not know about it. Because if you go to bring me evidence. How am I sure that they killed people in Ebonyi? How am I sure? Meanwhile, the army took away the bodies. But when the Fulanis were doing the killing, they were nowhere to be found. After the killing, they communicated, oh, we are done now. Come and take the bodies. The army will come and take away all the bodies. This is happening in Biafra. This is happening in Igbo land. But you have governors. You have people that claim they are governors. And they said they launched the other day to protect our land. Within 3 days of their launch of their so-called Ebubago, Ebonyi was under attack. They never responded. It fell upon IPOB to command the Eastern Security Network to go and do the needful to secure our land. And people don't understand what we are facing every blessed day. Every blessed day. You don't understand, because they have limitless number. They have armies coming from, these are Fulani. Nigeria has been promised to the Fulani. Britain has given Nigeria to Fulani people. For some of you who do not know, for some of you who are too stupid to understand, Fulani own Nigeria right now. And they know there is no border. They built railway to Niger Republic. There is no scrutiny, no accountability, nothing. Niger people can come into the zoo and register to vote. They can do whatever they like. And all of you from the south, you're just there looking, saying one Nigeria. Sometimes, sometimes I get very, very upset. And I said to myself, why don't we allow these people to take over the whole of the South so that your eyes can now open? Because some of you are still blind. You're so foolish. You don't understand what is happening. I'll give you a very simple example. I despise Dangote. He is not the richest man in Africa. And I will tell you why. Because he's in a monopoly. In America, he will be in jail. I keep saying this. Every broadcaster come and I tell you. All of you were there. Let me tell you what the Fulanis have in store for you. Go into ordinary business. In every sphere of the economy, the Fulani dominate. Their stranglehold is total. They own over 90% of the oil wells. The reason why they own these oil wells is because people from the coastal region of Biafran land forgot who they are to allow the enemy to come in. That is why Ogoni land is polluted and can never be cleaned. That is why every year resource control with nothing happening. Because of the efficiency of divide and rule that they applied, of course the British applied. Let me tell you what they have done. Cement. Everybody must buy cement to build a house because of the way the white man taught us to build houses. Whereas before we used to use clay to build our houses to maintain the temperature inside at 26 or 27 degrees centigrade. And all of a sudden it's all breeze block. That is a conductor of heat. Let's put that to one side. For you to build a house. Let me tell you how clever the Fulanis are with their British advisors. Everybody needs shelter at some point. If you're successful in life, you're bound to build a house. Even if you don't build, you're bound to rent a house. You're not going to sleep outside. The landlord that built the house or the owner of the house must have built it with a cement. You see how clever they are. The Fulanis thought to themselves, let us control the cement industry. How are they going to control it? By killing off and closing every other cement producer in the country. So that only one man, he's not going to produce the cement, he's going to import the powder and bag it somewhere in Lagos. That's how you have Dangote cement. Over the years. Some of you may have forgotten. But my uncles used to work at Niger Cement Factory at Nkalagu, built by Dr. Michael Oba. Niger Cement is called, on Nkalagu Cement. Some of you have forgotten, but I'm sure if you're as old as I am, you remember BCC Lions of Boko. Have you forgotten Lions Cement? From Benue. BCC means Benue Cement Company. They used to have cement in Benue State. There was Elephant Cement, Ego Cement, Ashaka Cement, Boham Cement, even Ibeto had his own cement. Now, people complain, they don't have any jobs, they are miscreants, they have no jobs. But you people, the same Fulani that you people idiotically voted for, or claim you voted for, are the people that shut down all these factories. They want Fulani to control you. They gave the monopoly, the license to import cement to one single Fulani man. Dangote. That was why they put Ibeto in prison. EFCC called him and imprisoned him to stop him from selling cement. Only one Fulani, only one, mind you, they're in control of the oil. Only one Fulani man. Some of you are so stupid in Nigeria. I don't know the type of God that made some of you, but I will educate and I will enlighten you. If you listen to us without bias, believe you me, your life can never be the same again. Your brain will open. Let me give you an example of what is happening to you. Before now, there was nothing, and Obasanjo is very stupid, I'm telling you. Obasanjo is an idiot. Obasanjo was the man that rubber stamped some of these things, I'm telling you right now this evening. Not only do Fulanis control the oil well, there were a lot of people, thousands of people working in the refineries. Let me tell you what they did next. They went into the refineries and they shut every refinery down. They went and built a refinery under Abacha in Equatorial Guinea. They went into a consortium with the British and built a refinery in Exeter, in England. Now, this crude oil that previously would have been refined in One, in Iguacha, Port Harcourt refinery, in Warren, or to an extent Kaduna, now we ship them abroad and made every worker in that place useless, rendered them unemployed. Money wasn't coming in. I want people to understand when Lai Muhammad was saying, what holds us together is more than what all that rubbish, nonsense. I want to tell you how Fulani took over your lives before your eyes, as you're watching Talking One Nigeria, our flag, our team, Super Eagles, Green Eagles, Siglet, talking about the Fulani were stealing your lives away from you before your own eyes. Fulani was not content in owning the oil wells. They shut down the refineries where our parents were working, where you could study petroleum engineering, graduate, and find a job to feed your family. That sector was shut down. Remember, they shut down the cement sector. Very critical. Every day there's construction going on, isn't it? It's a very critical sector of the economy. Building raw materials, of course. Fulani, Dangote one man. Now let me tell you what they did very cleverly. They came to the petrol. Not only the oil well is not enough, to tell you how much they hate you. They call you a Nigerian. Let's unite, but they despise you. They hate you. If not, why would they shut down all these cement factories and allow one man to import? I didn't say produce, import. You will have limestone in Nkalag right now in Ebonyi State rotting away. Shut down. BCC in Nuboko, shut down. Maybe you don't go them have taken it to rebag, not to produce, not to manufacture cement, but to import cement powder and rebag it. That's all that they do. And they claim they love you. They claim they want to see Nigeria progress. I am doing this program this evening to let the whole world understand that there is no basis for unity in Nigeria, because the whole thing is based on evil and wickedness. Why? Because Fulani people are not hardworking people. They can't wake up by 5 or 4 in the morning to go to work. I challenge anybody. All those factories that you see in Lagos, in all those industrial belts, I challenge anybody anywhere in the world to tell me if a Janjaweed can wake up by 4 in the morning to go to work in a factory. It's a challenge to everybody. Show me one. Now listen. They took over cement, which is very critical. They took over oil itself. The only country that private individuals share oil wells amongst themselves. That is not enough. Instead of moving that oil to the refinery to be refined, where we can find jobs to make kerosene available easily, to make fuel available to run our car. No, not at all. To tell you how evil they are. Those claiming and shouting one Nigeria, to tell you how satanic they are. They moved all those jobs abroad by shutting down all the refineries that you have in your zoo country. And who is in charge of NNPC? Fulani and the Kiari family. Understand? Now, you see what they did? They now moved crude oil abroad to the refineries that they built with stolen money from the public coffers. It doesn't end there. Denying you jobs is not the end. It's not even their problem. Now, to bring that refined petrol back into Nigeria, you will not pay subsidy again to bring back into the country what left the country for free. Hey, zoo. Only if black people can reason. They took away cement sector, very critical in the building of any economy in the world. They took away oil, which is the only thing that you have, so to speak. They export it, they export it and they make money. They bring it back and you pay tax for it. Yet no refineries are working. That is how you have fuel subsidy. The meaning of fuel subsidy is that your refineries are not working. Not that they will not work if you turn them on, but because Fulani shut it down, that they may control your lives. Two sectors. We must all eat, isn't it? Everyone must feed every day. You have to eat something. There is no food you cook in our land without salt in it. No. You must add salt. Now it's normal. You cannot have tea in the morning without sugar. Dangote. Ordinary Indomie. Dangote. There was a Biafran I met in Netherlands. He wanted to bring Indomie into the zoo. I think he brought sample. They arrested him at the airport and put him in jail for trying to disrupt Dangote's stranglehold on the, should I say, the ready meal industry, pasta and all this other rubbish that people eat. Only them. Only them. You cannot feed without contributing to Fulani domination of your life. In religion, those of you who are Muslims, Fulani is number one. Politics, they are number one. Army, they are number one. The police, they are number one. Everywhere, they are number one. Anytime you talk, unity. They hit you, they kill you, they arrest you, they shoot you, anything, unity. Because they know what they're benefiting. The final game is to hand over our land and our forests to their brothers and sisters from the Sahel. And it's happening before our eyes. One shut down refinery that could have employed millions of people. Igbocha down, Warre down, even Kaduna. Who built Kaduna refinery? It's not Obasanjo. They asked me, said he's diversifying the location of major industries. He wanted to please the Fulani masters that put him in power. They built Kaduna refinery. You have to move oil all the way from the south to the north. They can pipe oil to the north and everywhere else, but they cannot pipe clean water to your homes. They cannot pipe gas to your homes. And they claim, they tell you, we protect one Nigeria. We are all Nigerians. We are going to make progress. Progress how? For how many years? How can you make progress by shutting down industries that employ people, rendering them unemployed, and importing into the country finished items and products that you could have produced in your country? Are you listening to me? So what Lai Mohammed is saying is rubbish. He was born in Ilorin, and I'm sure he's a Muslim. So to him, Islamic rule is nothing. In fact, he'll welcome it. He's a Muslim. That is why he is pushing for the caliphate agenda, that they may dominate our lives. And as I said before, and as one man also said, you cannot in this life control a people unless you have somebody on the inside doing it for the oppressor. I want you to listen to this very clip tonight. Listen very, very attentively. Listen to it attentively. Of course, they can attack my Facebook page or the like. They're wasting their time. After this program, I'll quietly put the SoundCloud there. You can go down and listen to it. If you want to listen to us, I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. We are on our app, which is IPOB Community Radio app. We're on everywhere. We're on YouTube, of course. If you want to listen, you can listen. I want to play something for all of you. Listen.
Against their fellow blacks.
Listen to this very, very carefully, please. I want you to listen to what I have to play now. I started playing it prematurely. And I've not forgotten those who are doing their fundraising in Maryland, in the United States of America, of course. I do commend each and every one of you who are participating this very afternoon. I think it's afternoon in Maryland. It is afternoon in Maryland. It's about 3 p.m. in Maryland, if I'm not mistaken. All of you who are participating, I say well done to all of you. Well done to all of you who are participating at the fundraiser event in Maryland. We need it. And not once, it has to be continuous, please. When you pay tax, you don't pay tax once, it's continuous. We need to defend our land. It has fallen to us to defend it. And we are doing it very, very gallantly, I assure you. We are fighting a whole host of enemies, your stupid governors, some foolish Igwes we are fighting Efulefus, we are fighting informants, we are fighting Nderi, we are also fighting the Zoo army, the Zoo, everybody. Only this noble family. And if Elohim is not with us, how can we make the progress that we have made so far? I want you to listen to what this man has to say. He's a preacher, I'm telling you. A preacher of the truth. The conquest of a black man, the enslavement of a black man couldn't have been possible without another black man. After listening to this, you tell me the difference between those that sold us as slaves in the past and the governors and the so-called leaders we have now. No difference. It's only that we have come to say that enough is enough. We can no longer tolerate this rubbish. That's all. I want people to pay close attention to this program this evening. Pay very close attention. In fact, listen to it 10 times over to understand the hopelessness and the idiocy of the brain of a black man. Anybody who believes in Nigeria, believe you me, that person is not worthy to live as a human being. Listen to this. Very, very carefully, please. Listen.
Traditional leaders and the slave trade.
Slave
We
trade.
blame the whites for the slave trade we went through. We blame the whites that they offended us. They took us as slaves. But let's wait for a minute. Who sold the black man to the whites? Who sold the black man to the whites? Our own traditional leaders. The enemy is not outside. The enemy is within.
Always inside.
We are asking the Europeans to pacify us and also to apologize to us. Our traditional leaders must be the first to apologize on behalf of their ancestors for the evil they have done against their fellow blacks. Look at our attitude towards the environment and the destruction of our water bodies. All our river bodies have turned into dark brown. And you know what they said? In the next 20 years, if we don't stop this illegal mining, Ghana, we will import water to drink. Yet we don't care. And Chinese, they will come from their country into our forest, destroy our forest, destroy our land, and illegally mine and damage our waters. How can they come if the traditional leaders didn't give them permission to do that? And in one instance, while they were there, our military went there to protect them. Our own military
Africa.
is supposed to protect
This
us.
is black. Oh,
The
Lord have mercy.
foreigners to destroy our water and destroy our forest. The enemy is not outside, the enemy is within. If you look at our own systems and structures in our country, we don't have a better system to improve the lives of people. Pastor, I was surprised when I read in China, they had a 10-year vision, and they said from 2011, their vision was that in 10 years from 2011, and 10 years from 2011 will be what year? This year, 2021, that they will raise over 20% of the people to become multi-millionaires. Now in 2021, they have 1.8 million Chinese who are multi-millionaires in China, and they are between the age of 40 to 50 years. Multi-millionaires. The government intentionally decided that they will make sure they will have 20% of the population multi-millionaires. They also agreed that they will make sure that they will lift up the poorest of the poor, and they lifted 100 million people from begging to live a better life. But in this country, in our country, we fight our own businessmen. Our government will fight our business people. When they know that your business is thriving, and they know that perhaps you are not sympathetic towards the running party or the ruling party, they will fight you, collapse your company, and make you poor. When in China, they want to make the people rich. In Africa, we want to make our own people poor. The enemy is not outside. The enemy is within. Look at our African.
Do you now understand it? Very clear. A preacher from Ghana preaching the word of God. This is what I call preaching. Not all that nonsense they talk about the 40 million auditorium rubbish. They can never speak the truth. Imagine if every Sunday in the churches that you have in the south, even in the middle belt, the priests were to climb the pulpit and repeat exactly what this man is saying. There will be a revolution overnight. What the preacher did not say is that in China, before China became what they are today, there was a revolution. by the people. Do you understand? This video is very clear. The enemy with black people, the enemy is always within. It's a good thing he's preaching from Ghana. The people that conquered Nigeria for the white man are Ghanaians. The West Africa Frontier Force is from Ghana, recruited from Ghana to come and fight. Fought us at Benin, fought us all the way at Harochukwu. Ghanaians, recruited by white people. The same way we have today, those fighting a better tomorrow for our children are the so-called governors, so-called Igwe, so-called idiot, a beggar who lives in Lagos, writing rubbish, claiming he's an intellectual. Compare the future they're offering you to the future that we are offering you. We are offering you a future of employment, a future where the vision of the government will be to produce, let's say, 2,000 millionaires every blessed year. The leaders of China are not making these millionaires for themselves, not the politicians, no, ordinary people, because they love their people. Look at what is happening where we come from. They impoverish their own people. Chinese, how can you build billionaires without industries and factories? But in the zoo called Nigeria, the lives of Ibeto are being impoverished. People who could have been millionaires are being impoverished so that the Fulani that is so work shy and lazy can ascend the throne of power, riding on our collective ignorance. That is why I hate Nigeria. Not that I hate the people in it or anything of that sort. It is the pervading ignorance that I find almost debilitating, I'm telling you. It is shocking. How long are we going to continue this way? They held their meeting in Kaduna. Nobody talked about youth unemployment. Nobody said, how are we going to get our children meaningfully employed? You claim you love your children. There are no jobs for them when they leave university. You have not sat down to strategize, to say, how do we provide? It is your job as a politician to provide jobs, or at least to create the enabling environment, to allow industries to thrive. But it is not happening because you don't love the people. That is why your first recourse is DSS arrest, army shoot. Because you are a tyranny. You people don't deserve to live. And until we rise above all this nonsense, the country or the homes where we come from, that we are likely to bequeath to our children will be far more worse than that we have encountered. In a country where hard work should be encouraged, where millionaires should be encouraged to emerge, because every millionaire has to employ somebody, even a house girl, or a houseboy, or a gardener, or a cleaner. Somebody is earning money and paying tax. So it is in your interest that you have that everybody is well off. But in Africa, we think that it has to be only us, only me and my family, me and my people, only us, only me will have the only upstairs in the village. It's not very good. The way we reason is very bad. Before our eyes, Ibeto was persecuted to extinction. He did nothing wrong. He's a businessman. He did nothing wrong. They squashed him. Some of you don't know, in a place called Numan, N-U-M-A-N, Numan, in Gongola State in those days. I don't know what they call it. What is Gongola State now? I don't know what they call it now. Is it Yobe? There was a place called Savannah Sugar Company. My uncle, the Mahamefle, used to work there. I was to go there on holidays and I was told that the company has been shut down. Savannah Sugar Company in Numan. Do you know they used to produce sugar? In Yobe State, Yobe, they used to produce sugar there. Nobody is coming up and saying, let us revive this Yobe. It will give our people that the rum you drink, the Southern Comfort you take, rum, Southern Comfort, is sugar from sugar cane. You don't know sugar is alcohol. You don't know that? Hey, sorry, it's Adamawa. They say it's Adamawa. I do apologize. I don't know which is which. I don't know which is Taraba, Adamawa, all this rubbish, all these stupid, idiotic names they come up with. I used to know Gongola State. In Gongola in those days, there is a place called Numan. If Fulani Janjaweed were working in the sugar factory, what time would they have to go and do banditry? Lai Mohammed and his so-called intelligent stakeholder group will not discuss this. You have stakeholders who are themselves bandits, economic bandits and criminals, holding down your fortune and your future on the ground without any of you knowing about it. There is a place, the largest textile mill in West Africa was in Kaduna, built by Ahmadu Bello. It shut down. Today they import textiles from abroad. Old London farm settlement from where the Malaysians came and learned how to plant palm tree. Run down. Some of you, I said this thing many years ago, some were in a shock for days. Let me repeat. Do you know that Nigeria imports palm oil? We import palm oil from the same Malaysia that we taught how to process oil, palm oil. And the people responsible for this destruction of our future will stand up and say, we love you, we love Nigeria. I mean, come on, for goodness sake. Are we that foolish? Are we that stupid? I'm asking all of you. That is why they don't want us to preach. That is why Facebook will suppress, remove people, make things as horrible as it is. But had Mark Zuckerberg been a zoo product, his invention or his creation will not see the light of day. He will not be a multi-billionaire today. People don't understand what we are fighting. We are not just fighting so that we can be free. We are fighting to set other people free, to create a future that our children can remember and say, our fathers did this in our time. The same way that the Chinese are doing for their people. Every blessed day. It doesn't matter. I don't criticize them anymore because they're doing the best they can for their own people. Are you blaming them? Including eating our penises. If that is what makes them fine, so be it. Somebody will come to Africa, kill his own flesh and blood, a fellow African, cut off his penis and sell to the Chinese. And you're telling me that we are normal. Somebody is somehow telling me that such satanic creation like Nigeria should stand. I asked Lai Mohammed, they have never, since they came into power, I have never heard them one day, this useless, idiotic APC, say to themselves, how do we generate employment? I criticize Babangida all I like. But I recall very, very well. In fact, I believe that Babangida's economic blueprint was the best that the zoo had ever seen as a centrally run political entity. Not when they had the regions. And you know the funniest thing? Those who are against secession, so to speak, in their language, those who are against autonomy or freedom for the regions. The only time that Nigeria came close to attaining its potential was when everybody was on their own. Go and ask, consult your history books. Dr. Michael Okpara's economy was 40% every year, the fastest growing in the world. Awolowo performed a miracle in the West. When I mean miracle that you cannot even believe what the man was able to do with ordinary cocoa. Transformed the entire West was transformed. Built the first stadium. Even the Janjaweed, Ahmadu Bello, and Tafawa Balewa, do you know what they did in the North? Go and look at the factories that they built in the North. When people look back with nostalgia at what Nigeria could have been, they were looking at Nigeria when the regions had their own government, when the regions had their own embassies abroad. These are the things they don't teach you in schools. But if you're fortunate to be listening to us, then you're highly blessed. And all these people who have a hand in sabotaging their own people. And as I said sometimes, that I don't think there is anybody anywhere on this earth that has come close to matching the accuracy of everything that we pronounce. You know, when I say it, you don't believe me. Some of you may remember when I used to say to Rocha Sokorocha, you come back in shame. You see this Fulani you're serving, they will disgrace you. The same thing I said to Lai Mohammed. All of you fools that think that by serving the Fulani somehow one Nigeria, your life will be better. I want to read out a story concerning Rocha Sokorocha Aboga Awusa. That you may understand. This is the idiot that locked up our mothers in order to please his Fulani masters. Now let us read and understand what is happening to him today. EFCC releases Okorocha after 2-day detention grilling. The same man that rigged the election in Imo State for his master, his Janjaweed master. This is the same man, the same human being that locked up our mothers in Owerri because they were protesting that I should be released from detention. This same idiot. He was preaching Nigeria to us. One Nigeria, how we need to be together. Nigeria has to go as we talking rubbish. And of course, with his bra, he wears a bra. Idiot. This fool. I told him, he didn't listen. Now, let us hear what his Fulani masters did to him. As I said to you, how many years ago did I say that? You will serve, all of you that serve the Fulani Janjaweed, you will come back in shame. He is the chief servant of the Fulani. After disgracing the other servant, Ojos Okalo, they disgraced this idiot as well. Let us read. A former governor of Imo State, Roger Okorocha, on Thursday said he left the facility of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Okorocha spokesperson Sam Onwemodo, in a statement on Thursday evening, disclosed that Okorocha, who now represents Imo West at the Senate, is in his house. The statement said Okorocha 2-day stay in EFCC detention offered him the opportunity to respond to allegations of financial fraud leveled against him. He served the Fulani. He thought they would protect him. They have another slave in the Salikin Fulani of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma said to them, "Oh, take my brother, punish him, jail him." Their only strength comes when they are fighting their own. Isn't it very funny? They can never fight outsiders. The only time for you to prove to the Fulani that you're a good slave, you must fight your own people. I have everything against Okorocha, but I'm against Fulani persecuting him. It sounds bizarre coming from me, but yes. One day you will understand the reason why. They always enjoy, they laugh. Look at all the looters and the money is being withdrawn from CBN. NMPC has never, they've not accounted for 1 penny for the last 7 years. People call it looting. If you steal 1 billion, they say, no, Fulani loot in dollars and in pounds and in euros. Nothing. No one has ever invited the Kiari family to come to EFCC. Of course not. All of you keep disgracing yourselves. You had ESN, you have ESN, that all of you should queue behind. All of you are doing yourselves who will be the best Fulani slave. So they will hear your name on TV or on newspaper and they will say, hey, this is our slave. Let's go and give him some more money. That's all you people are doing. You can never fight Fulani the way we are fighting them. None of you can. Because if you do, you will lose your relevance. Okorocha has been disgraced. Look at him shouting, his presidency is there, rotate you and come to us. And one year and guys just catch the idiot and put the Osan in a prison and it's finished. Detention to tell you are nobody. The only people that can defend you is your people. The sooner these idiots understand this, the better for everybody. The only people who can defend you in your time of need is the same people that you're selling out today. A very timely lesson for everybody who claims is a governor who is serving right now. And we received also very distressing information from Bende. There is a young man in Bende, the Bende local government and his deputy. Some villages in Talaku in Bende, local government is empty of all young people. The Janjaweed have taken over the entire place. Some of you don't even know the news that is happening in your villages. You are in Lagos and Abuja shouting one Nigeria. You don't go make a phone call to the village. Some of you in America, some of you call the village tonight. Just a very simple question. Can you tell me where the Fulanis are, being kept or harbored in our village? They will tell you. One single signal and everybody's gone. Britain will give money to, in fact, Fulani will give money to Britain to give to CNN, to give to BBC. Nobody will talk about it and you're finished. Look at the slaughter at Agatu. Look at what is happening in Benue. Look at how they slaughtered people in Jos. You people have no idea. For very many years, consistently, Fulani kept attacking until they overwhelmed Plateau. The same thing in Southern Kaduna. The same thing they're going to do to you. If not, that my heart and my mind won't allow me to let the Fulanis overrun our villages. I won't let that happen. No matter how stupid some people are, I can't allow that to happen. Because it's another way of the devil saying, prodding us to say, so one day out of anger, we'll say, okay, we'll no longer defend our land. Fulani come and take it, and Fulani will take it. After all, before the Fulanis attacked, I was the one who made them to attack first. I said to them, if the Fulanis had any brain, they will attack now and take over our land. And they not up to 3 weeks they came. And they're still there till today. And we're flushing them out. The people who are betraying you are your own people. A white man couldn't have colonized Africa if not for the stupidity of a black man. We could not. Today we have blacks who are suffering in America, slaves all over the Caribbean. Of course, these are free people that the British and the Europeans converted to their slaves. Because a black person sold them. That is why I don't believe in all this reparation, blaming a white man for slavery. I don't blame them. Our own stupid. Any day black people look themselves in the mirror and say, I am the problem, from that day you will change. From that day you will change. Look at people who claim they're leading you in the zoo, in APC government, telling you every day unity, security summit, security, unity summit, security summit. Nobody talks about jobs or housing or social amenities. No, security and unity. Because a black man is wicked. I'm sorry to tell you, we are wicked, I'm telling you. Evil upon evil. All these people, they know, even Lai Mohammed knows that the greatest time that Nigeria ever had was when everybody was on their own. The fact Nigeria was a confederation. The East, the North, the West, and after a time, the Midwest. There was competition. If Awolowo builds a factory, cement factory in the West, Opera want to build the same thing in the East. Tafawa Balewa wants to build, Amadu Bello wants to build the same thing in the North. There was competition. Competition. Every day we talk about Liverpool, Chelsea. This. How do you know all these teams? Because they are competing. But when it comes to the zoo, allow us to compete in Nigeria. Let everybody. They say no. One Nigeria, one mediocrity. That is why if you don't learn anything here, you will not learn anything in your whole lives. And the people in the zoo are suffering. And sometimes I wonder if our senses are not correct. Is it that when we read all these things that's happening everywhere, we don't... What is wrong with us? Things are happening everywhere. Residents who fled Damasak return alleged molestation by Niger Republic soldiers. In Nigeria, you're being raped and shot at every blessed day. You run to Niger Republic, the same thing that you're facing. You know, sometimes you begin to ask yourself, has God forgotten Black Africa, or we must have done something? I think the rest of Nigerians should join us anytime we are doing atonement. Something has gone wrong somewhere. Some of the residents that fled when Fulani terrorists attacked Borno State, they fled to Niger Republic. They have started returning back to the area. But mind you, those they attacked by Fulani terrorists in Yoruba, and some of them are still in Benin Republic. They said that the governor of the state spent the night in Damasak to ensure the safety of the people. But what we saw in Niger Republic, we don't want, even if, one of them said, even if the terrorists are coming to kill us again, we would rather stay here and die than face what we faced in Niger Republic. Black people in Niger, they saw vulnerable women and children, most of them Shua Arabs, who are in Borno, most of them Kanu'S, fleeing from terrorism. They ran into Niger Republic. The soldiers of Niger said, hallelujah, they have come. They lined them up and started raping them. The same thing. Remember what I said. What goes around comes around. The way they raped our women from Obibo is how the mothers of those that gave birth to the vagabonds that raped our women are being raped in Niger. What goes around comes around. You know, the thing about Nigeria and Nigerians is that they're so stupid. They are the most stupid people on the face of this earth. I consider your average Nigerian as the embodiment of stupidity, embodiment of idiocy. They cannot reason. When you were busy raping other people's wives, sisters, mothers, people that we sent to all of you in the north to go and rape to your heart's content, you never knew, you never thought that such a thing can happen to you. It has happened to some of your mothers now in Borno, to the extent that they are saying they would rather die inside the Borno state than run again to Niger Republic. This is the time for everybody to come together to free ourselves. The likes of Lai Mohammed, they have their houses in Dubai, in London, in USA. They have no interest in your future. When they talk about unity and security, it is to secure their oil wells, to secure their monopolies that they have over your lives. Not because they love you. Not because they love you. Nigeria is the worst evil. Nigeria is worse than evil. Worse than evil. We must continue. We must continue. They swore we would rather be killed by Boko Haram in Damasak than return to the Niger Republic, where we were subjected to various inhuman treatments by soldiers. So in your country, when your soldiers are subjecting people to inhuman treatment, you are clapping for them. You are clapping for them. So you want Niger Republic to welcome you? No. What goes around comes around. Your sons, your Fulani sons and daughters are busy raping and killing people. The same thing they have done to you in Niger Republic. So now you understand. So now you understand that being evil and being wicked is not good. This is a very great lesson for the so-called governors to learn. A great lesson for them to learn. Because one day they will leave office. One day, if we don't get you now, one day we're going to catch you. Nobody stood up to condemn Wike for sending our mothers to the north to be raped. Everybody is quiet. Okay, we'll wait and see what is going to happen. Wait and see what's going to happen. Everything I tell you here is gospel. It is the truth. You can never fault it. Nobody can. You can never ever fault not one single thing I tell you. Remember when my Facebook was on fire before? I told you Facebook is working with them, and sadly most of those that work for Facebook are Yoruba people, Yoruba young people. You would expect them to do that which is right, but so, you know, there's that thing in us, black people. You know, our wicked evil nature is natural. That is why a young person will leave school, they recruit you into Facebook, and your job is to suppress the truth. Why did Twitter go to Accra, to Ghana? Because in Nigeria, they suppress the truth.